Okay, we're live. Welcome to everyone's fifth favorite custom card review stream. I'm the Duel Man. I'm coming at you live. This reminds me, I don't have any kind of standard intro. Do I? Wait, how come I can see the messages in OBS before I can see them in an actual chat? Okay, so, hey Tyrone. What's up? Good job. Congratulations on reaching 200K. This is super coincidental. Because I always stream on Fridays anyway. Oh, I forgot to set up something real quick. I forgot to set up the bot. Oh no. Copy. This will take me a second. And then I'll get started. So like 2 months ago, I was getting like 5,000 subs a month. So I was like, hey, I'll put up a community post, ask some questions, and I'll answer them on my next stream. And then the very next month, it slowed to like 2,000 a month. And, you know, at the current pace I was going for like the past 6 months, I should have hit 200K 2 months ago. But instead, it took a while. The reason it took a while, though, is because I've been uploading less videos, so it makes sense. Usually when you go from uploading, you know, 3 times a week to 1 time a week, you're gonna slow down in growth. I just didn't think it would slow down that much so quickly. Allow. Okay, so I took some of the questions from that from the community post 2 months ago, and I compiled them into some cards. Oops, I almost replaced the wrong one. Which are will be on screen, and I'll just be answering, and I'll just be doing a Q&A instead of my normal stream for today, because I'm super busy and I have other stuff I need to do. But this is very great. Now I don't have to do an extra stream. Congrats. Why, thank you. Congrats on 200 life points. Top 10 Joe Mama? That's pretty good. Well, YouTube really pushes quantity. Kind of. No one really understands how the algorithm works. But we have lots of guesses. You know, general, if you upload a lot, YouTube will promote you more, but that's not always the case. If you upload a lot of quality videos, that still isn't really the case. What you have to do is upload a lot, and you have to upload videos that people watch to the end, and then YouTube will promote you. Process, thanks for your patience. I'll let you know when I'm done with my custom card list. I apologize, it's taking forever. It took me a long time to process. Wait, what custom card list? Blazing Dragon? Do this whole thing in beatbox voice? Okay. Okay. Is this beatbox voice? Hello there. It is me, TheDuelLogs. I just remembered I don't actually know if my mic is set up to actually show this. So let's turn it off. We turn down the music a little bit too. Do you have an editor? Yes. Were you making top 10 videos again? I made one today. How many monitors do you use? 3. No, bring it back. No, I can't. People get mad if I use it. I'll use it for jokes. Okay, so I'm gonna get into it now. I have like 20 questions. Some of them are longer than others. Ooh, do you guys like this fancy thing I have right here? Look how fancy this card is. Ooh. I've been going ham learning photo editing because it's ridiculously important for making videos. Like, that's one thing they don't really tell you when you become a YouTuber. There's a couple of things you need to be really good at that have nothing to do with making videos. And one of them is like graphic design. I'm still trying really hard. I'm still really bad at it. But I think I'm doing a lot better now. Very fancy, my guy. Yeah, especially like thumbnails and everything. Like if you want to do YouTube, video editing is a must, but also you need to have a good voice and you need to be good at graphic design. And you need to have a good mind for advertisement. Like those 4 things are super important. You know, having a personality is a bonus, but I don't have one, so I don't. Obviously not necessary. Okay. Let's get started. So, question number 1. What is your favorite archetype in the entire Yu-Gi-Oh series? That's not the first question. That's like my last question. This is the actual first question. I guess I can answer it anyway. What is your favorite archetype on the entire Yu-Gi-Oh franchise? Sent in by B-Man. My favorite archetype is frogs. Like, no joke. The reason frogs are my favorite archetype. Generally, I don't really have favorites. I don't play frogs, like, ever. But the thing with frogs, I remember when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Online, the game that shut down, like, in 2012. Or maybe it was early, it doesn't really matter. But when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Online, they had their own separate ban list, kind of like what Duel Links has. And in the ban list, they straight up banned Swap Frog. And I remember when I read the ban list notes on Swap Frog getting banned, I felt like terrible. Like I had a physical, you know, like visceral reaction to the banning of Swap Frog. I was like, how could they do that? I was so upset, like ridiculously. And I've never been that upset over a ban list before. And if it was Swap Frog getting banned, which is still stupid, I don't understand why they did that. That's the dumbest thing ever. But when they banned Swap Frog, I was so pissed. And I've never been that pissed before. So I have to have some kind of affinity for Swap Frog if I could feel that much emotion over Swap Frog getting banned. Which is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I can't believe they banned Swap Frog. Swap Frog is probably one of my favorite cards. Let's go on to the next question. When you transitioned from replay videos to top 10s, did you do it because you wanted to or because people did not enjoy the replay videos anymore? So this is a question I answered like a year ago on a community post. Because for those of you who don't know, my channel, TheDuelLogs, started off as a replay channel. Like all I posted was replay videos. And I posted, shit, I think I have like 1,000 replay videos, at least. I'm pretty sure the channel has like 1,500 videos or even more. I don't know an easy way to check. If I go to my videos thing, I don't know. I have a lot of videos on the channel, like a shit ton of them. Like so many. I used to upload every day for like 5 years, and it was all replay videos. And then one day I just kind of stopped. I didn't stop immediately. The videos just kind of trickled. Like I used to upload every day, and then I went down to uploading like every other day, and then once a week, and then once a month. And basically the channel was, you know, not uploading very much. And then all of a sudden I just uploaded top 10 videos once a week, and that took over. And then people were like, why did you change your thing? It's like, well, actually, what happened was I didn't, you know, stop doing replay videos because I didn't enjoy them or because I thought they were doing poorly. You know, I think they were doing fine. Like the channel had 25,000 subs after 5 years, which is really good for a replay channel. Replay channels have such small growth potential. And, what happened was, wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the replay channels. Your channel playlist has 19,900 videos. Yeah, there's almost 2,000 videos of the channel. That's not even counting the unlisted stream VODs. So like what happened was I had a medical problem. One day, while I was working, the left side of my body went numb. Like it started with my foot. It just started going numb, and then my face started going numb. And then like the upper part of my left arm started going numb. And I was like, well, this isn't normal. And so I went to the doctor after about 2 weeks because it took me a while. And I was like, did I have a stroke or something? And I told him all my symptoms. They're like, no, you just, what you have is general anxiety disorder. You just need to rest. I was like, okay. So I went home and I was like, that's dumb. Doctor's stupid. How is that compared to, the thing is, once I took like a weekend off, I felt fine on Monday. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's what it was. All I was doing was just overworking myself. And what happened, and the reason I overworked myself is because I was running, like currently I run 4 channels. Only 3 of them seriously. But back then, I was running 7 channels. And I was uploading daily to 5 of them. And the Yu-Gi-Oh channel was just one of them. So I actually ran more channels back then. And the thing is, I never took a day off. I was just constantly making videos all the time because it was fun. And since I never took a day off, when I worked all day, every day, my body just started like shutting down on me. And that's just one of the symptoms. And so what I had to do was force myself to rest. And I was fine. Then I went back to my old schedule and then my body started going numb again. And so I was like, okay, looks like this is going to be an ongoing thing. So I had to make a tough decision to cut out all the work I was doing. So I stopped uploading on 5 of the channels completely. That's where the Unfunny Jokes video channel died. People ask me about that sometimes. It's a channel I made. I don't have it set up, but I would show you if I did. It's just a channel I made with some animations that tell jokes. Yeah, rip the Unfunny Jokes. And the TheDuelLogs was unfortunately one of the channels I just did for fun as well. It wasn't my main breadwinner. To give some behind the scenes stuff, the TheDuelLogs channel probably made $300 a month at most. So it was my second most successful channel after my World of Warcraft channel, which was my main one, my main source of income. I couldn't stop the World of Warcraft channel, but my body was shutting down, so I had to stop something. And the Yu-Gi-Oh channel, since it was my second most popular channel, I didn't want to shut it down, even though I could lose the money, no problem, because it was only $300 a month. That's not a lot. But it is still a decent amount. And I was like, I don't want to completely kill the channel like I did the other 5. So instead, I had been training an editor for one of the channels I killed. I was making a general top 10 channel with, broad topic top 10s, because I was like, this is going to be big someday. So I was training an editor, and, I was like, I don't want to kill my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, because it has an inbuilt fan base. So what I'm going to do is just try to upload a weekly top 10, like I do on my World of Warcraft channel. Like, I'm just going to try it over on the Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Like, there are no top 10 channels on the Yu-Gi-Oh side which do well. Like, there were some that do top 10 videos, but none of them are, like, super successful. And I was like, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to do exactly what I do on my WoW channel, but on the Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and I have an editor. So I made 2 test videos. One of them was top 10 archetypes you can put in gimmick decks, because, I was a gimmick deck channel. And I put, like, a shit ton of effort into the video to make it good. And it didn't do very well. And if I had stopped there would have been, this channel would have died then. But I was like, okay, let me give it another try. So I made another video. And in the second one, I put way less effort into it, specifically so that I could train another editor to do it. Because the amount of effort I put into that first video was too much. Like, I couldn't replicate that easily with a newly trained editor. So I tried a different style. And I was like, this one should be a lot easier to teach to an editor. And I put it out there, and it was a better topic. I think it was like top 10 worst cards that give to your opponent or something. Fuck, I don't remember. But it did really well. Like, after a week, it was the most popular video on my channel. And I was like, shit, this is super good. So for the third video, I sent it off to my editor, and he made it, and he went out. And it did super well. And then, like, you know, 3 videos after that, it's like I made the top 10 worst boss monsters video, which is the most popular video on the channel. So it was like an instant success after episode 2, after top 10 number 2. And the reason I started that was because I didn't want to kill the channel. But I couldn't do the daily uploads anymore because my body was shutting down. And it ended up working out way better. Like, for some background stats, the Yu-Gi-Oh channel went for my second most popular channel, getting beaten out by my WoW channel by like a factor of 10. You know, the WoW channel was so much more popular, it was not even a competition, to now, the Yu-Gi-Oh channel actually beats out the WoW channel by 2 times. Like, it gets 2 times as many views and makes 2 times as much than the WoW channel. And the WoW channel, it has been growing as well. So hopefully the Yu-Gi-Oh channel can pass the WoW channel in subs. The WoW channel has 260,000 subs right now, or 65. So just another 65,000 subscribers. 62,000 actually, excuse me. And it passes it. Easy peasy. So it was an unintentional, also has 2 times the view. Yeah, the Yu-Gi-Oh channel gets 2 times as many views, makes 2 times as much money, and is 2 times easier to make than the WoW channel. It was a huge success, like ridiculously so. Turns out there was a huge untapped market for the types of top 10s I make on the Yu-Gi-Oh side of YouTube. So, yeah, it's a complicated question to answer. I didn't stop doing the replay videos for a normal reason. I stopped because of health problems. And I started what I do now because it would be easier. Now, so you make 600 bucks a month? No, like take that and, you know, times it by 15 and you get a better number. So, you're the best YouTubers, watch all your videos. I know a lot more about Yu-Gi-Oh! I appreciate it. I understand that you have the rest. I want to thank you. Oh, I do rest. I take every weekend off. I've been working too much this month, though. I'm gonna have to take it really slow next month. Ooh, thanks for the 5, Gamil Torres. Congrats on the 200K. Why, thank you. Heck yeah, here's for the next 200K. Damn, TheDuelLogs. Here's the thing, though. Sure, the channel makes a lot, but also half of it goes to my editors. 30% of it goes to, you know, paying taxes. And then that only leaves me with actually 20%. And of that 20%, you know, obviously I spend half of that on VTuber donations, but the rest of that goes to, you know, paying actual bills and stuff. Like, editors are very expensive. But they're worth it. I think it's totally worth the amount of money I pay them. So, can you review IRL archetypes? That would be cool. I'd be your editor for free. No, it's so... Editing the videos I make is so ridiculously tedious. Like, if anything, I don't think I pay them enough. On average, I pay them around $35 an hour for their work. I don't think that's enough. Duel Links give me PTSD. Heck yeah. Okay, so. Can confirm editing videos are tedious. Yeah, it's so tedious. It's ridiculous. I edited a video last night, and I was like, okay, I have to rush this thing out today. And I only have 6 hours to edit, but I have all the footage and materials, and I'm not going to put any text in. This should take no problem at all. 5 hours later, and I was like, how the hell did it take me 5 hours to edit an easy video? Okay, so. How much do you pay in YouTube tax, especially where you live? It's about 30%. Like, I have an accountant who does it all for me. But I have to pay a lot in taxes. It's so much. I understand why rich people constantly vote for, like, tax breaks now. Okay. Next question. These are not in order at all, but it's not fine. There's no order for this. Okay. So, next question. What's your favorite top 10 to make if you have one at all? Oh, what's been your favorite top 10 to make? My favorite top 10 to make is one on my WoW channel. We call it top 10 top 10 strongest boss monsters of all time. It has like 2 million views. It's like an hour long. It is definitely the best top 10 I've ever made. But on the Yu-Gi-Oh channel, shit, I have no idea. I should have looked into this before I started the stream. If I chose the quest. Let me look at my top 10s real quick. Videos. Let's sort by most popular. Oh, yeah, here we go. Top 10. So on my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, I think my best top 10 is actually a top 5. Top 5 tier 0 decks. I like that one. Because, whatchamacallit? The reason I like the top 10, top 5 tier 0 decks video is because when I first approached the topic, because I don't make videos about decks because it's too time consuming and there's too much to research for it. The Max C one? Oh, I'll talk about the Max C video after this if someone reminds me, but basically for the 0 video, there were other videos on the topic out there. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do this because, you know, people have already made videos on it before and I don't want to do something that's been done to death. But I watched them anyway. I watched the other tier 0 videos and none of them had done their research. It was obvious they all had very surface level knowledge on the tier 0 decks and they didn't actually explain why they were tier 0. And I was like, oh. And some of them even had dragon rulers and spellbooks. And I was like, that's wrong. Spellbooks and dragon rulers were never tier 0. Like, ever. So I did it myself. I was like, there is no one actually did the research for this. So I spent a week doing the research myself. This is why I don't do deck videos, because it took me a fucking week to get the research done. And that's so long. Normally, research takes like 4 hours if it's a long video. Not a week. That's too much time. I have too much to do to spend a week researching one video. But I did it, and I put out the video, and it did really well, and I liked it. I think it turned out good. It's the only actually researched top 10 tier 0 video. So none of the other ones have information correct. Mine's the only one that does. So you're welcome for actually taking a week to do all the research. I think it turned out well. The Max C one. Okay, so the Max C video. That was an April Fool's video. But the thing is, for April Fool's, I go all out. Like, you know, this question is what's my favorite top 10 video of all time? My favorite video that I've ever made is probably the April Fool's video I made on my WoW channel this year. Like, the Why Warlords of Draenor was good. It's like probably the best video I've ever made. It's so good. I love it. I love everything about it. Usually I hate a video once I'm done with it, but not that one. If I still like the video after I've uploaded it and spent all the time editing it, then I know it's a good one. So I go all out for my April Fool's videos. Congratulations, my favorite is top 10 situational cards. Thanks for the super chat, Kutron. Situational cards, which one is that? Situational cards. I don't remember that one. I know I made it, but I don't remember any of the cards on that list. Top 10 worst incredibly specific counter cards. Ooh, that one's good. Situational. Oh, top 10 best situational. Oh, I like that one. That's the one that has Shooting Star Dragon on it. Good choice. Anyways, Max C. Oh yeah, the Max C video. So, I take my April Fool's videos very seriously. Those are like some of my favorite ones. And for the Max C video, I was watching a Simo video, you know, because people were telling me, hey, Simo plagiarized your explaining the ban list thing. And I was like, that's not a plagiarist thing. Like, people have done it before. I'm just the only one who's put effort into it. That's the thing. Like, all of my ideas have been done before. I just put a lot more effort into them than other people do. And Simo is doing a good job on his too. You know, you can watch both of them in parallel and still learn new things. There's nothing wrong with Simo's series. But during this series, he was like, I could make a whole video on why Max C was banned. was like, that's a good idea for an April Fool's video. And so I went to work. I was like, how can I make a whole video on this? And once I started researching, I was like, oh, it's pretty easy actually. But also, whatchamacallit, I was like, I want to make this grander. It's easy to talk for 10 minutes about Maxi, but could I talk for 30 minutes about it? And it's like, sure I could if I just explain what card advantage is. And then after I had like the final script for it, I was like, I could go even further beyond. And I started adding other things. And after a week, I was like, ooh, I can also add in a tier list. So I made a tier list and I put that in as well. And then after the video was over and I was doing the review of it, you know, make sure there was no like mistakes on it, I was like, this video's boring. Oh, my throat. I thought the video was kind of boring. Which VTubers do you like? I have a question. I'll bring it up later. It's one of the cards. Yeah, so that's the Maxi video. After I made it, I was like, this video's kind of boring. People seem to like it. I think I went too ham on it. That's not good. I should have cut out like 10 minutes of it. 30 minutes was too much. Renee, how did you know? I keep that a secret. But it definitely dragged on a bit. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. I take my April Fool's videos very seriously. I actually prepare for them like a month in advance. Oh no, I'm using my voice too much. Also, I should warn you guys, I have dogs. They're very quiet. You can barely hear them. Occasionally, they might make a peep. When's Rescue Cat returning? I'll get to that when I get to the question. Next up. So, competitive Yu-Gi-Oh experience. When was you first got into Yu-Gi-Oh? Favorite card as a kid? So, I first got into Yu-Gi-Oh back in 2002 when it launched in the US. I think I was in 4th grade at the time. It was great. I received the Kaiba structure deck for my birthday. And then I bought the Dark Magician one, the Yugi structure deck, with my birthday money. And then everyone at school bought cards, and we would play school ground rules, you know, with no tribute summons. We would play exactly like the anime, because none of us read the rulebook. And it was great. My favorite card as a kid, probably the Blue Eyes White Dragon. He's a cool dude. Who doesn't like dragons when you're like in 4th grade? I think that's how old I was. But then, one day, my mom came home from rehab. She had been sent over to New Mexico in order to go to a rehab. And I think she dropped out. So she came back. And she was probably high. And then she saw my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And then just went on a tirade about how they were from the devil. And then she convinced my whole family they were from the devil, so they made me throw them away. And that's how I lost my cards as a kid. Next question. What's your favorite deck right now? I don't know if I have one. This is actually a good thing to explain why, whatchamacallit, I don't have favorites of decks or cards. I get asked this a lot on streams, which is fine, because it's real easy to ask, you know, what's your favorite of stuff. But I don't have a favorite deck. I don't like playing one deck too much. It sounds like you grew up in a cult. No, my mom's not religious. She was just high. Yeah. This is just to say I don't have a favorite deck, but if I was to have a favorite deck, it would probably be the Life Point Gain Mill deck. That one's pretty good. I like that one. So, do you ever run out of video ideas? How's your mom now? I'll explain that in a future question. One of them goes over it. I'll talk about it more later then. So, anyways, on to this question. Do you ever run out of video ideas? No. I have too many. I have so many. Plus, you guys give me so many ideas, and I can get to very specific topics. My girlfriend had to get rid of her cards for the same reason. Yeah, I've heard it a lot. I'm really glad Konami censored a lot of the religious references out of it. But they didn't do enough. They didn't do enough. Whatchamacallit? The thing is, I won't run out of video ideas because there's so many, and I go into really specific topics, and I can always just remake old videos eventually. But it is possible to run out of good ideas. Like, I have ideas for days, but if you do anything weird, people are like, oh, out of ideas already. But honestly, my favorite ideas are the weird ones. Thank you, some guy, for your question. Next one. What card is your personal favorite waifu? Also, what interests do you have outside of the topics of your respective channels? So, I guess first one. What's your personal favorite card waifu? Hita the Fire Charmer. So what interests do you have outside of channels? I kind of make videos about all my interests. But besides Yu-Gi-Oh!, World of Warcraft, and Dungeons and Dragons. What? I'm really into reading and anime and manga. Like, you know, I read normal books, but I also read manga. And I also watch a shit ton of anime. And I think that's it as far as my other interests. Like, if I play video games... Oh, Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I play a shit ton of Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I almost forgot. I'm kind of addicted to that, too. Oh, and I'm really into VTubers. So, those are all the other things I'm into. What manga are you reading right now? Currently, I'm reading this villainess manga called I Got Reincarnated as the Villainess's Pet. That one's really good. I'm also reading like all of the currently airing Shonen Jump ones. You know, Jujutsu Kaisen, Undead Luck, One Piece, Smash, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I read for 2 hours every day at night. Yes, how do you like the Villainess Pet so far? It's so good. I love those Villainess mangas. I love a whole bunch of different types of mangas. Do you like Hunter x Hunter? Yeah, it's like one of my favorites of all time. Hunter x Hunter is so good. Do you have a girlfriend / wife? No. Not only do I not have one, I've never had one. ReZero? Oh, ReZero's good. Yeah, like I've watched like pretty much every popular anime. If you check actually in the stream description, I have my anime list. I have like over 600 animes logged on there. Like I'm a super fan of anime and manga. Like so much so that I could easily make a channel dedicated to anime or manga. And, you know, be as knowledgeable as I am on like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or World of Warcraft. But I don't because there's so much copyright shit with that it's annoying. Like one of the channels I made in the early days was an anime channel. And I've never had to deal with as much copyright bullshit as I did with that, so I just stopped. The reason I stuck to these ones is because it's easier to make videos about World of Warcraft or Yu-Gi-Oh! Without having to worry about copyright problems. The anime logs. Yeah, one of these days. VTubers, heck yeah, this is going to be a good time. Dang copyright. 600. How old are you? 28. I'll be turning 29 at the end of the month. I've been watching anime since I was a kid. And I watch anime every day. Every day. It's every day, bro. Okay. So that's it. You know, I'm into a lot of stuff. I've always had this thing, you know, my life philosophy is to have fun. So I'm always looking for new things to have fun with. And the best way to have fun is just to have a shit ton of hobbies. Like, so many hobbies. Like, how could you ever be bored if you have so many hobbies? If you're bored, get a new hobby. That's my thing. Have you traveled abroad? No, I hate traveling. I've gone to California a few times for work. I hate it. I hate traveling. It's so annoying. I remember I went to BlizzCon. It's a convention for World of Warcraft. Sub or dub? I like both of them. Like, sub has better voice acting on average. Sometimes the dub will be better, but that's rare. Like, the dub is better for Bakano and for that one movie, The Silent Voice. A Silent Voice has a much better dub. Bakano has a much better dub. Like, 99% of the time, the sub is better. However, the reason I like dubs is because it allows me to watch more anime. Because I can put it on like my second monitor while I play video games. That's why I watch both of them. I do have a preference. I do prefer subs, but I can watch more with dubs, so I watch a lot of dubs as well. Bebop? I don't really like Bebop. I'm sure that one probably has a better dub too. Bebop is probably my only controversial not liking, and only because it's kind of boring, and because I watched it, you know, too late. If it was one of the first animes I watched, I'm sure I'd like it. But since it was like my 400th, I was like, I've seen these tropes before. Kind of like Evangelion. Like, I watched Evangelion too late. I watched it and I was like, wow, this is super cliche. However, it's because all the cliches came from this anime. I understand that. I understand so many people borrowed from Bebop and Evangelion. But it's kind of like watching Star Wars as an adult. You're like, I've seen all this before. It's like, yeah, that's because it, you know, set the standard. So I watched Eva, and I was like, it's kind of boring. JoJo? Yeah, I watched JoJo early. That's why I liked it. I like JoJo because I read part 3 as like, you know, really early on. If I had read JoJo today, I'd probably be like, wow, this is super cliche. That's because everyone borrowed from JoJo. Same with Dragon Ball. The only reason I like Dragon Ball is because I watched it earlier. Probably with Naruto and Bleach as well. I wouldn't like Naruto or Bleach if I read them today. Okay, so. Natsume Yuchijo? I don't know what that is. JoJo, I will say, part 4 JoJo is the best JoJo, though. And part 6 is the worst, so I'm not looking forward to the new one. Do you read doujinshis? Occasionally. You know you're an otaku when you'd rather watch a dub instead of read subs. Yeah, I mean, I love my entertainment. Part 8 is the best. Part 6 is so bad I stopped reading JoJo. Like, I read all the way, you know, through part 5. Part 5 was super formulaic, but I was like, it's fine. Part 6, it just pissed me off. I was like, this is dumb. These people have superpowers and they're stuck in a prison. That's stupid. That doesn't make sense. Just break out, morons. Okay, next one. What is the best thing that you discovered about yourself while being a YouTuber? What is the most frustrating thing about the YouTube algorithm? Best thing you discovered about yourself while being a YouTuber? I discovered that I'm really good at taking criticism. And I've also discovered that many people are not at all good at taking criticism. I remember I read self-help books all the time. I think they're fun. I read at least like 5 to 10 self-help books a year. And in 2 of the self-help books I read, they were like how to get started, you know, in a creative field. And both of the books, by 2 completely different authors, spent the first half of the book explaining how to get started. Because the number one thing people are afraid of when they're entering a creative field is criticism. Like, they're so afraid of criticism they don't get started. Like, it's a huge problem. But there's other factors to it too. But like, one of the hardest things with getting into a creative field is just getting started. And one of the biggest roadblocks is people don't want to be judged. Yeah, I remember I had a friend. Really close friend. Like, I've known her for like 10 years. And she wrote a fan fiction. And she sent it to me so I could review it. And I gave the lightest criticism ever. Like, complete softballs. Like, maybe this character shouldn't be this friendly to the people who kidnapped her. And she went ballistic and just completely stopped making, and just stopped writing. And she hasn't written anything since. And I was like, damn, you would not make it as a YouTuber. But that's normal. That's not even abnormal thing. That's just how people are. And I was like, oh, I'm just, you know, people tell me my videos are shit every day. And it doesn't bother me. Sometimes it does. You know, even I just have a high tolerance for it. Sometimes people will say the exact thing that I was like, you know, you're probably right. And I'm probably going to feel bad about this for the next couple of hours, but then I'll forget tomorrow. But yeah, you have to, like, some YouTubers can't take criticism and they still do it anyway. I remember Total Biscuit was famous for it. Like, he was a huge gaming channel and he had like paper thin skin to the point where he had to like get therapy, and he blocked all comments on his videos. He couldn't take criticism, but he was a critic. It's just, you know, it really eats at you. You need to have a certain just talent for handling it. Do you believe in aliens? I believe in the alien archetype. There are people talking about killing you in your comments. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is why I don't have DMs open. You guys scare me sometimes. You comments that actually criticize your videos constructively? Constructive criticism, you know, you have to take it with a grain of salt. Because sometimes they'll be like, hey, this would be a lot better if you, like, you know, added in skits like Rada does. And it's like, yeah, but, like, I can't do that for these various different reasons. Like, one of them is the amount of time and effort that goes into it and different skill sets. And I can't just add a highly edited skit to every video because that's ridiculous. I just can't do it. Sure, it would probably improve it, but it's not something I can do because of, like, practicality reasons. You know, stuff like that. You know, you'll get a whole bunch of criticism, and sometimes it's helpful stuff. Remember when I actually, like, changed how I talk because of some criticism. Someone was like, you should really stop, you should really stop, whatchamacallit, having voice fry in your voice. You know, where you talk like this. Yeah, you should stop editing your sentences like Kim Kardashian. And I was like, yeah, fair point. I should probably stop doing that. And I did, and I think my voice improved because of it. Rada has an upload schedule of a bear in hibernation. Yeah, there's just like different types of ways to make videos, and you have to think about like time efficiency. Like, there's lots of things I'd love to add to videos, but I can't because it would just add too much time. Like, honestly, the best kind of YouTube content to make is reaction videos, because they get tons of views, people love to watch them, and you can make like 10 videos a day. The amount of editing and effort that goes into reaction video is like minuscule, but the returns from them are ridiculous. You know, you're not adding 8-hour little sketches to those. So it's like, that's just how YouTube is. Technically, the best kinds of videos to make are reaction videos, but I'm not going to do that. So, like, you know, criticism is fine and everything, but I literally just, I can't take it all, and I have to ignore it because there's just lots of things that go in the background. Reaction folks do it with copyright, though? Oh, yeah, for sure. That's one of the big reasons I won't do it, but also because I don't have a channel set up for it. Like, I could do reaction videos, but, like, who would watch that? You have to have, like, a good personality for that, or good charisma. I don't have either of those things. Okay, so. And what's the most frustrating thing about the YouTube algorithm? I guess I kind of went over that, too. The algorithm, it's fine. The algorithm loves my top 10 videos, so I have to love it for that. But, you know, the fact that reaction videos are some of the best types of content you can make for the amount of effort that goes into them and the amount of engagement and watch time they get is kind of frustrating. You know, I spend how much time? 8 hours on an average video. And then the reaction channel can upload 10 times a day and get more views on every single one of their videos. You know, it's fine for them. I understand that's the thing I could do as well, but I won't. But that's, you know, more of a gripe with the algorithm and how it rewards those types of videos more. 8 hours on average per video, yeah, that's about it. Like, the average video takes about 8 hours to make. Most of them take longer. Make reaction videos about reaction. I don't have anything against reaction videos. I watch them myself. Like, I understand why they're enjoyable. I'm just saying, you know, that's a YouTube algorithm gripe for this question. Okay. Next one. No data? God damn it, YouTube. Is it back? Okay, it looks like it's fine. It looked like YouTube dropped it for a second. Anyways, let's get back into it. So, when is Rescue Rabbit Part 4 coming out? Here's the thing with Rescue Rabbit. The reason 8 hours for 15 minutes plus 1 hour for every 2 minutes beyond that. Yeah, that sounds about right. The reason I haven't done a Rescue Rabbit video in about 2 years is because of two factors. One of them, the Rescue Rabbit videos get very little views. Factor number two, they're very time consuming to make. The average video takes about 8 hours to make. The average Rescue Rabbit video takes 3 times as long. They're ridiculously time consuming. And they get less views than the average 8 hours amount of work. Like, I don't have the time to put into it. However, I found a new program on After Effects that could probably cut the amount of time that goes into it in half. It would still be longer than normal, but I think I could continue it now. Not now, because I'm really busy with another project on my WoW channel right now. And I have another project next month. And I'll probably have a project after that. But like once those 3 projects are done, I'll have another one. But then once those 4 projects are done, I should have time for Rescue Rabbit again. Because I found a good way to actually do it. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Elric11, 1111, winky face. I love, whenever I'm watching a YouTube stream, I love to donate the poop emoji. Because the poop emoji is only 99 cents. And it's a super chat emoji. And it's just really funny to donate a poop emoji. Because it doesn't let you, when you donate a super sticker, it doesn't let you like add a message to it. So I love their interpretation of why you've donated a poop emoji. Which channel do you like the most that you have? I probably like the D&D channel the most right now. What do you do, your editors, for editing? I make my videos in a way, specifically, so I can teach it to an editor. Yeah, like what Elric111 posted, that poop emoji. I always donate that poop emoji to YouTubers, not to VTubers, though. I wouldn't do that. That seems very, yeah, I just wouldn't do that. I actually found it through, like, a Corona clip, where people were donating her the poop emoji, and she's like, stop donating the poop emoji, so they sent a whole bunch of them. What program do you use to make videos? Sony Vegas, but I also use After Effects. WoW project? On the World of Warcraft channel, I'm doing this thing where I'm uploading, you know, a new video every day, every weekday for the whole month. And they're like real, you know, scripted, highly edited videos. It'd be the equivalent to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel uploading a new top 10 video every day for the whole month. So it's a lot of work. Face reveal 400k? Never. Talking about Legendary Ocean. Also, both Rabbit, I'm not sure, and Cat are both off the list completely, so it would not make much sense. No, I'll continue it. I already have like it all done. The script. I just need to make it. It's very time consuming. Do you have anyone at tier 1 yet? No. No one at tier 1 yet. Fun fact, Sony Vegas is just called Vegas because Sony's no longer involved. Oh, I didn't know that. Did you have a normal job before you started making videos? Yeah, I used to work at a water park called Golfland. It was fun. I liked it. Okay, next one. Favorite custom cards you've ever reviewed in your career? I don't know. I like the fruit cards someone sent in a couple weeks ago. Those were cool. I really like my Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku card. Here, let me show you. That's the card I made, though. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku. Next one. I guess the answer to that is, I have a short memory on them. I like all the custom cards that are sent in. I don't like any of them more than the others. Who's better, Gura or Ame? I like both of them, though. How are you, hirumaredx? Is your medical condition improving? The condition where half my body goes numb if I work too much is a lot better. I can actually work through the weekend sometimes and not, die. I just have other medical problems now. If I were to list all my medical problems, I of course have general anxiety where I can't work too much. I have costochondritis, which requires me to have a standing desk and sleep on my back and do a stretch at night. I have vertigo, which means I can't work out. And if I do anything too physically strenuous, I'm going to have headaches for a week. And I have IBS, which means I need to watch what I eat. I had this new thing where my calves have been hurting. I have a doctor's appointment next week to get that checked out. Who's your least favorite character from our entire franchise? I don't know. Dude, let me tell you something about costochondritis. This is a condition which affects your chest, where it's literal like chest cage pains, but the symptoms for it are exactly the same as a heart attack. So if you go to the hospital for costochondritis conditions, they're going to rush you into the emergency room and give you like priority care because they think you're having a heart attack. It is like, it's super scary. Whenever it like flares up, I think, oh no, what if this is actually a heart attack? And I know it's not, but like there's just a primal part of my brain that just freaks out whenever I have chest pains. Like chest pains just scare you on a primal level. But I know it's fine because I've gone to the doctors a bunch of times. Okay, so what happened to you? You got rushed to care for a heart attack? No, I actually went like a month after. When I first started having chest pains, I went to the doctor and they didn't know what it was. So what I did was I went on a run. I was like, if it's actual heart problems, I'll just die. So I went out and I ran a mile. I came back and I was fine. I was like, well, it's not my heart, probably. Do you watch your weight? I should watch it much better. I remember when I first got the IBS diagnosis, I lost 20 pounds, and that seemed to help a lot. But I should say, I don't recommend, like, if you have heart pains, don't go for a mile run like I did, because it's really dumb. But, I just wanted to know for sure. Are you smart? No. I've figured out from a very young age that I'm not actually smart. So, what I mean is, there's lots of teenagers who probably get straight A's. They do above average in school. Maybe they even win awards. And so they get this notion in their head that they're smart or geniuses. And they don't try as hard later on in life, which really comes to bite them in the ass. When I was in middle school and high school, I got straight A's. I won academic awards. And I never once thought I was smart. And the reason I didn't think I was smart was because I met two actual geniuses. Like, I got moved to like an advanced course studies, advanced English, advanced math. Because of my math test, I'd get 100% on every test. And in my English class, the English teacher was so surprised that I actually read a book for the book report. It was like, yeah, I read, The Thief. I forget what it was called. The Book Thief? No, not that one. That one's too sad. I have read The Book Thief, but I didn't read that for school. But I read some other one. It was like a 300-page chapter book in 8th grade. And the teacher was so impressed that she put me in the advanced English classes. And I was like, this isn't even impressive. Everyone else is just dumb. And then, in those advanced classes, I sat next to this dude in one of my advanced math classes. And the guy looked like the stereotypical pothead. He had long hair. He was constantly like dreary-eyed. He'd talk like, dude, what's up? The Thief Lord? No, I don't think it was that. And he really stood out in the advanced math class. And they put me like right next to him. He was a cool dude. We were both on the football team together. And then like when they gave us the tests, the dude would always finish first. Like he was in a room of geniuses, you know, not geniuses, but smart people, and he would always finish first. And he got 100% every time. It's because his brain was like a calculator. No, it wasn't The Lightning Thief. It was some book that took place in like Florence, where they rode like a carousel in order to age. Anyways, this like stoner dude, you know, he was like the best person at math. He was a human calculator. I always got 100% of my tests too. So we would race to see who could finish our classes, our tests first, and he would win every time. There was no way I could possibly beat this dude because the dude was just too smart. He was a literal genius, and I was like, yeah, I'm not smart. This dude is too smart. There was another kid in the class. He was always the last person to turn in his test. But not because he was slow, but because he would like triple check everything. He would probably finish, you know, right after me and the guy who was sat next to him, because we always finish really fast. He would always be like one of the third people done, but he would be the last person to turn it in because he would triple check all his answers. And he had like 100% in every class. And the dude was super smart, but he was also super hardworking. And I was like, yeah, that's not me. This dude is he's too extra. This is like the kind of people who go on to succeed in life. You know, actual geniuses. Like these two people, after I met them, I was like, yeah, I'm not smart. These are actual smart people. You know, one of them's a natural genius, and the other one is also a natural genius, but also a hard worker. And I was like, I'm not either of these things. So going on through life, I never had any grand delusions that I was smarter than anyone else, because I met actual smart people. And I think that was a very good thing. Self-esteem? No, I'm very confident. You know, I can just state facts about not being smart without it being self-deprecating. Like, if you were to exist in my head for a day, like, my brain doesn't let me think negatively about myself. Sounds like President from Kaguya-sama. Yeah, he was like the president from Kaguya-sama. Except smarter. The Thief Lord? It might have been. I don't remember. So anyways, is your IQ 69? Well, the thing is, like, I remember when I graduated high school, when I was getting all my, you know, paperwork and stuff. They told me, hey, you're in the top 50 of your class. Would you like to pay, you know, an extra $20 for the sash? I was like, you know, first off, no. Second of all, I'm in the top 50? And then I like checked later, and it turns out I graduated in the top 50 of my class at a really big high school. And I was like, wow, everyone else is stupid. Whenever people do worse than me, I don't think I'm smarter than them. I just think they're dumb. Because I know I'm not smart. There's actual smart people in the world. There's super... Yeah, those are the people out there. They don't understand a synchro summon. You're a hard worker too. You have an impressive upload schedule and your videos are all very good. Why, thank you. If anything, I think the fact that I've been able to have some kind of success in this field, even though I have no talent in it, is a really good indication that you too could do it. Do you think you'd be bad at YouTube? You could probably still do well if you just do it correctly. And get lucky. Like whenever people say, you know, you see this a lot from young people. They'll be like, I'm actually really smart. I could be very successful if I just tried. It's like, no. You don't get to say that until you actually have accomplishments under your belt. Do you have college experience? Oh yeah, college was so hard. I've always knew I wasn't smart. And then I went to college, it just really drove it home. I was like, this shit's so hard. Okay. Actually, I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Do you simp Calcon? I don't know who that is. Did you graduate? No, I dropped out in order to focus on YouTube. Buying expensive, it's worse than buying expensive cardboard? Yeah, it is. It's pretty expensive. Your videos are real easy to follow. I like your writing skills. I know it's your niche against other YouTubers. Yep. That is, that's what I do. I put a lot of time and effort into trying to explain my videos. I think I sold my most valuable card. Like, there was this point where I was really poor because I got fired from my job and YouTube hadn't taken off yet. And, so I sold a whole bunch of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards to pay rent. So if I had any valuable ones, they're gone. Other than that, I don't know. Is Borreload Dragon... I have some cards. I have a lot of cards. I should probably get rid of them. Oh, that reminds me. Here's the thing, though. Can any of those two geniuses find out what Pot of Greed does? Like, that reminds me of, like, you know, a little explanation, a little clarification. So, you know how you guys have probably all met someone like this. Someone who says, you know, I'm actually smart, I'm just lazy, and they have no accomplishments to show of. Well, the thing is, people who are, you know, actually smart, actually geniuses and lazy, still get accomplishments because they're so smart. Like, because I had a friend who was a lazy genius, and he was, like, forced into the advanced classes because he was so smart. And he, I remember I met up with him after high school. You know, like, we did, like, a meetup. You know, it was probably, like, 5 years after, maybe 7. And he's like, yeah, you know, after high school, I got addicted to drugs or whatever, and I quit that now. I'm sober. He's like, so yeah, I'm the manager of a Chick-fil-A. I'm thinking of opening my own restaurant, but I don't know if I want to. Like, you know, if you're smart and lazy, you'll just be successful at pretty much whatever you do. Like, he was, you know, just casually about to open up his own franchise. I was like, yeah, I can see that. Rank 4 Yu-Gi-Oh! Has 4 digits IQ. Do you play Vanguard? No. Among Us? I'm one of those lazy geniuses. It's kind of amusing to have a life like that. Yeah, real lazy geniuses accidentally stumble into accomplishments. See, kids, drugs are cool. That's what a lazy guy would say. Most of the people who say they're lazy geniuses are just lazy. Maybe he's secretly putting in effort. Maybe he's just a genius. He's definitely not putting effort in. Okay, so. Oh, did I move over? Do you have any plans for something logs channel? Okay, so, I have a D&D channel called the D&D Logs, which makes D&D top 10 videos. The channel's doing really good. Like, I have nothing but high hopes for that channel. And what kind of dogs do you have? I don't know what kind they are. One of them's black and the other one's whitish tan. So, the something logs. Yeah, so I made the D&D logs, and I just did that because I couldn't find of any good names to name it. How hard is Aiki your waifu? What? What did you study when you were in college? Psychology. I went to college for psychology. Do you see yourself getting 1 million subscribers? Cumulative? You know, across all my channels? Maybe. On any one of my channels? Probably not. Yeah, like make a bot that generates money for you. You are not rich because you are lazy as hell. World decree on Duel Links win? Never. But anyways, to answer the question, would I make any other YouTube channels and probably give them the logs tag? Probably. I'd like to. I wouldn't mind opening new YouTube channels in the future, but I'd need to hire more people. I would really need to hire... I'm at like the limit of what one person can do. Even with all the other people, the people I do hire. I would need to hire like a manager and a voice actor and a script writer and an editor. Like, I would need to hire 4 people if I want to open up a new job, because I can't do it by myself. Because running the 3 channels I do is already too much. I just want to say big thanks for the WoW channel and this one. I love pre-Cataclysm WoW, and I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Been watching since probably 7 and grew up with it. Damn. That's a long time. I have been doing this for a long time, though. Okay, next one. If you had to let go of one of them, what would it be and why? World of Warcraft or Yu-Gi-Oh? If I had to let go of World of Warcraft or Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know. I play WoW every day. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh every day, but I'll probably never quit Yu-Gi-Oh. If I was going to go, which one's more successful? I could definitely drop the WoW channel. Because Yu-Gi-Oh channel is 2 times more successful. But I don't want to drop either of them. This is a tough question. This is a tough would you rather. This is why I ban would you rather. Do you hire them as independent contractors? Yes. Next question. How and why did you start to make YouTube videos? Well, I got fired from my job, and I had a lot of free time, and I was the babysitter for my 1-year-old nephew at the time. My sister worked at a bank, and they had a program where they could pay me to be the babysitter, but it was a really small amount. It was like $400 a month, which was barely enough to pay bills. So I would just budget $10 a week for food and make YouTube videos in my spare time. And it turned out. Why'd you get fired from your job? Okay, so one day, I didn't look at the schedule, and they scheduled me to work on a Tuesday. So I had to run in to the work, and I had a raid at 5 o'clock. And at 4 o'clock, it took 45 minutes to drive from work to my house, because it's really far away. And at 4 o'clock, I was supposed to leave. And they came up and like, yeah, your replacement's not going to be here for another 2 hours. I was like, but my raid starts in an hour. They're like, too bad. And I'm like, you're not, I'm not only scheduled until now. And they're like, too bad. And I was like, okay, all right. And so the person went away, and I just left. And I went home, and I raided. And the next day they told me I was fired. And I was like, what? I've been working here for 5 years. I wasn't even supposed to work today. They're like, well, you left without telling anyone. And so I went in and I complained to the manager. And the manager's like, well, as one of the other managers, I can't override his decision. And also, between you and me, and he whispered to me, he's like, you should probably find a better job anyway. I was like, yeah, I've been working here for 5 years. I'm 21 now. I shouldn't really be working here for minimum wage anymore. So I just kind of agreed and I left. And then that's what pushed me into starting YouTube. Yee! If they hadn't fired me, I probably would have never started. I was too lazy. Being a YouTuber only works. Headcanon is that he was pushing kids down the water slide. We're not just gonna leave, are you? Yeah, I just left. The thing is, I'd worked there for 5 years. And it was a really slow day. No one was gonna go up to my station anyway. But yeah, I just left, and they fired me. And then after talking to the manager, he kind of convinced me to just, accept it. I was like, okay, whatever. I was still mad at the time, sure, but, I couldn't really disagree with his reasoning. Sounds like your managers should have managed the situation and not forced someone to do their dirty work. No, it was another manager who did it. It wasn't his, they were of equal standing. There was maybe 3 managers total who worked at the place. And the only person above the managers was the person who owned the place. So if one of them makes a decision, the other ones can't really override it unless they really want to. And he didn't really want to, and I couldn't really blame him. All right, next one. What are your top 5 favorite other Yu-Gi tubers? In no order, for fairness, of course. You worked there for 5 years and you didn't make management? No, I was really lazy. That's why I said, if I hadn't even fired, I would have started the YouTube channel. It was a blessing in disguise. It gave me the motivation to get started. And I really needed that motivation. Otherwise, I would have never have done it. Oh, so the top 5 favorite other Yu-Gi-Oh! Tubers. So, starting off at number 1, we have Hardleg Joe, Hardleg Gaming. Starting off at number 2, we have Mostly Critical. He's a Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTuber. He's the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTuber. And then at number 3 to 4, 3 to 5, I don't know. There's Lithium. He's cool. I like Rata sometimes. I watch DZ occasionally. There's also Simo. Oh, Farfa. Yeah, I like Farfa a lot. He's cool. Those are my 5. Next question. Are you part of the Akiza Simp Squad? Or was it entirely just for channel attention / branding? So, I like to jokingly call new channel members part of the Akiza Simp Squad because it has the acronyms for ass. MBT? I like MBT. Or what raid it was got you fired? It was probably something to Miss the Pandaria. Or maybe it was Cataclysm, I don't remember. What about Decade? I don't really watch Decade. I don't really watch Duel Links YouTubers. You know, ironically, I only really play Duel Links. I don't really watch Duel Links YouTubers. Mostly Critical? Moist Critical? Not Mostly Critical? Oh, I don't care. I'll call him Moist Critical from now on, if that's his name. Are you planning on going to the Scapegoats Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast? I've never heard of that until now. There's Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast? Dude, I have a horror story about a Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast I was on. What about Team APS? I watch their videos occasionally. I don't watch a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTubers, to be honest. I mainly spend all my time watching VTubers. So, I remember in the early days of the channel, there was this guy who contacted me. And, do you watch DP Yu-Gi-Oh? I'll occasionally watch his videos if I need insight on a old card that I'm researching. New sub, like your content? Why, thank you, Barnacle Bill. Anyways, this podcast story. So, I was new to YouTube at the time. I'd only been doing it for a couple years. And this dude contacted me. He's like, hey, I would love to have you on my Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. And I'd been contacted by a different podcast, my World of Warcraft channel, around the same time. So I was more inclined to say yes. The World of Warcraft one was super professional. They were really great. And I had a great time with them. And I went to the Yu-Gi-Oh! One. And the dude called me up on Skype. And he started recording. And we were talking about like new bands. You know, I think Stratos had just been banned at the time. And we were having a talk. It was a little bit awkward, but it was fine, I guess. You know, we got to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. And then like mid-podcast, he's like, okay, you know, hey, we had a great discussion about, you know, heroes. Let me build a hero deck real quick. And so he goes on his end and starts building a hero deck during the call. Yeah, Skype, you can see how long ago this was. This was before Discord existed. And he spends like half an hour building a hero deck. And then he goes into rooms and starts playing people. And he starts like live commentating his duels. And he goes on for like another half hour. So he spent like an hour of his little thing of him building a deck and then dueling other people with only voice commentary. On Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, this is Dev Pro. This was before Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro was really the popular one. And yeah, he just like live commentated for about an hour and it was really weird. And it was so normal up to the point that I didn't really, you know, think to like bow out because every minute I was like, okay, he's probably going to stop this soon. But no, it just kept going and going. And then it was over. And then I checked his channel afterwards and I don't think he actually had a channel. And I looked up his stuff and he didn't have a podcast anywhere. And I think he was just an over-enthusiastic fan. He never uploaded it anywhere. I never talked to him again. So I was like, okay, so from now on, if someone asks me to do something, I'm going to make sure they have an actual channel first and aren't just a random dude who wants to talk to me for 3 hours. Because back then I didn't, you know, vet it. And so I've had a couple of people before like, hey, we would love to have you on our show. We haven't started the channel yet, but we think, you know, you would make for a good first episode. And I always tell them no. Like, no, have a channel first. Like, I don't accept anything unless you actually have work. It's like, it's not because I won't do it. You know, come back to me in 6 months when you've been uploading consistently. And I'll do it no matter what your sub count is. Like, I've collabed with YouTubers and streamers and, like, podcasters who have very, very low sub counts. You know, like, below 100. Because they had consistent upload schedules. Like, it's fine. But I won't do it if you don't have anything because of that one incident. That's just sad. It's actually hilarious. Yeah. I think I have very reasonable rules on collaborations. Do you watch TGS anime? Yeah, I watch them too. It sounds a little familiar. Reminds me of talking with your streamer alone for an hour every week. Yeah, like my member streams. Will there be a VTuber logs? No. I like VTubers, but like, you know, I don't want to be one. I'm too busy. What did you drop in college before you dropped out? Oh, I was whatchamacallit, going for psychology. It's psychology. I think that actually helped with making videos because I know how to manipulate my audience into enjoying a video. Manipulate has sinister overtones to it, so it's not a good word for it, but that's kind of what I do. I make the videos in a way so that they can be, you know, pleasing to you. I manipulate my audience into enjoying the video, which is basically the same thing as making enjoyable videos. Did you read Made in the Abyss? Yeah, I love it. It's fucking weird though. Did you enjoy Corona's original song? I think I have one of the top comments on her original song, if you go check. I need to comment on Kana's new song, because it has Toa in it, and I love Toa. Call it Persuasion. Yes, Persuasion. Manipulate me, daddy. Do you know Nux Taku? Is he that annoying anime guy? I think I've seen some of his thumbnails. Okay, so next question. Since you're about to hit 200k soon, I'll give it a stab at one. Can you explain in detail of your work habit issue? To paraphrase it, you mentioned it briefly, saying that you need to keep working, but then again, it's been a while. I don't know if that's exactly what it is. Oh yeah, so work habits. I basically just, I schedule everything. And I write it all down in my Google calendars. And I also have a physical calendar I write stuff in. And then I have a reminder calendar. And I just work 5 days a week. And then I take the weekends off. And the weekends off make me really want to get back to work. But also I take a lot of breaks normally. Not this month though, because I've been so busy. Basically, as long as you just keep working, you'll get used to it. You want to build the habit of working. But if you work too much, your body will shut down. Did you know you can kill yourself from overwork? Because I didn't know that. Just start making Yu-Gi-Oh videos. My latest video has done really well. Apart from uploading more, is there anything else I can do to gain traction? Shit. YouTube, if you want to do well on YouTube, you need luck. Luck is very important. So, but luck isn't everything. You also need to have, you know, good fundamentals. In order to do good at YouTube, you need good ideas. So you need a background in like marketing. You need to know how to market yourself. You really need to know how to sell your stuff. You could have the best video in the world and no one will watch it if you don't have a good thumbnail or a title. Because why would they? And if you do have a good thumbnail and title, but the topic itself isn't searchable, no one's going to watch it either. So you need to have a good topic. You need to have a good idea. And then having a good video is a plus, but not necessary. And having a good audio is a necessary. You need good audio. And I also have a couple of videos, actually. I have a series called How to Do YouTube. But, you know, if you get all the fundamentals done and good, then all you have to do is just get lucky. Or, like, you know, get a whole bunch of Just get lucky. Here, let me give you my playlist. I'll put it in chat. This is a playlist, how to do YouTube. Also, I have a video on my channel, which is only available to members, called How to Do YouTube, How I Make My Top 10 List. They're very meticulously designed. Outside of your whole pandemic situation, are you a regular Yu-Gi-Oh player at any hobby shops? No. No. The closest hobby shop for me is like 45 minutes away, and it's located in a really small room with a whole bunch of people who smell bad. So I went there once and I never went back. And I went to a different one, which was 45 minutes away. And I went to like their Yu-Gi-Oh event, and the only people who showed up were me and two 10-year-old kids who didn't know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. And I'm sure one of them had a developmental problem, because when we were dueling each other, because I played with him, because what else is it going to do? He kept announcing all of his stuff like he was in the anime. He's like, I draw. I set my card down in defense position. I set 2 trap cards on the field. And I end my turn. Your turn. Yeah, it was pretty cute. Small town issues? I don't live in a small town. I live in a very populated city. It's just the suburban I live in doesn't have any hobby shops around it, unfortunately. He insulted Nux. I'll do my utmost to make sure his stream is rated. What? I've watched a couple of his videos. They're fine. Doesn't he try to be annoying on purpose? DuelLogs. Can you duel fans for a vid? Oh, I do that on member streams. Oh, wait, normal people don't do that? Oh yeah, the kid, he was having fun. I'm sure he just had some problems. I'm this close from unsubscribing after that Nux Taku insult. Isn't that his whole thing? Doesn't he like that kind of attention? I don't know. I don't really watch him very much. He has the power of God and anime on his side. Let's see. Next one. How many more questions do I have? Yeah, he does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his whole thing. If anything, maybe I'm more of a fan than you are. What traits do you like about Yu-Gi-Oh! That you don't see in other card games? I like how it doesn't have a resource system. I don't like the resource system in Magic or Hearthstone, even though I play a lot of Hearthstone. Man, I've gone through like 2 water bottles. This is destroying my throat. Let's see. I think it was something with Jimbles and Hardleg where you said you don't like the resource system. I can't remember exactly, but I would love to hear what you enjoy about the game more in depth. I just love the freedom of Yu-Gi-Oh! And no resource system. It causes a whole bunch of problems. I understand why most games have a resource system, but I think YouTube is kind of a good controlled chaos when it comes to that. What authors do you like? I've been reading the Stormborn series. That's pretty good. Of course, there's George R.R. Martin. He's a great author. I've read like every Stephen King book. And there's this one series I really like. I don't know who the author is. I forget his name because I'm bad with names. But I really like the Bobaverse series. That's really good. Are you compromising your standards to increase your view count on your videos? No. I have a cost-benefit analysis series. There are some YouTubers who are very creative and don't have any, who will never compromise on their vision. I am not that crazy. I understand you can't spend 80 hours on every video because you would never be able to make a living on YouTube doing that. You say your bad names, but you list many cards for videos? Oh, I remember every Yu-Gi-Oh card, no problem. Made reading into a task and never got over it? Oh, yeah. Well, first time I ever read a chapter book was because, you know, the schools made me. And I really enjoyed the Hatchet series. And that's what got me into it. The Hatchet was probably the first big boy book I ever read. Or maybe it was the second one. I forget. There's a series about this dude who gets in a plane crash. And he has to survive by himself in the wilderness with only a hatchet. And that shit was my jam. But how often do you get to play D&D? I'm curious, since I follow D&D logs, I basically spend all day Sunday playing D&D on one of my days off. Oh. I forgot to answer this one. So, what is it that got you to like gimmicky decks more than standard mainstream decks? So, I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Games for the Game Boy. And on the Game Boy, like, they would give you extra credits, you know, to buy more packs if you won the duel in really specific ways. Like, one of them would give you like a shit ton of points if you won with Final Countdown. And that's basically what got me into gimmick decks, was trying to complete those challenges. And it was a lot of fun, and I just never went back. The thing is, though, I'm actually a competitive person. I do like to win in video games. Which might surprise you, considering I only play gimmick decks, and my channel is dedicated to gimmick decks. But it's really fun to make gimmick decks that win. Exact damage? Yeah, all those little things. That's what got me into it. Next one. If YouTubing wasn't your full-time job, what job would you be the most qualified for right now? At the current moment, I don't think I'm qualified for anything. I'd have to go back to school if I wanted qualifications. I guess I have managerial experience. I could probably sell myself on that. You know, with having to deal with my 5 editors and advertisement people. Like, I would love to be able to hire someone with my skill set to help me out. Favorite VTuber, and why is it Corone? My favorite VTuber is probably, I don't know. I really like Rene, Ame, Gura, and Toa. Those are like my favorites, but I also like Callie and Kiara. So it's like one of them. Not Corone, though. I don't speak Japanese. I like to watch Corone clips, but I don't actually watch her stream because I don't speak Japanese. How long are you planning to YouTube, and what will you do after it if you can't do it anymore? I don't know. I don't think about the future. I just do whatever I like now. Not Rene. I said Rene first. Sure, I like Rene. She's great. What do you think is your best creation? What video do you think is your best creation? My best video is probably the Warlords of Draenor video I made on my my World of Warcraft channel. That one's great. You like turkey then? No, she's a peacock. You're wrong. Peacock, not turkey. Dude, you're throwing VTuber names at me that I don't know because I don't watch VTubers. You would really like Rene or Ame then. They're great. I don't know what my favorite... Oh, my favorite creation on my Yu-Gi-Oh channel is definitely the Rescue Cat series. Now I'm thinking a Boing Boing Rushia Yu-Gi-Oh card? Pfft, sounds like a fake card. Do you have a strict work schedule? No, not really. It's very loose. Guru's a dumb little idiot fish. Yeah, she's adorable. Have you ever cheated against your friends when you were young, and did they cheat against you? They probably cheated against me. I don't cheat in games that I like. Like, if I'm playing board games with family, I'll cheat in very obvious ways because I think it's funny. But we rarely actually finish board games, so it doesn't really matter. But if I'm playing an actual game, you know, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or a video game, I never cheat because it's real boring to cheat and win. There's like no, because I am a competitive person. And if you win through cheating, it's not fun. It's a lot more fun to just beat someone normally. That way you can, like, rub it in their face. Do you play first-person shooters? No, I don't like first-person shooters. Peacocks are just fancy turkeys? I don't know. If you call her a turkey in stream, she's gonna get mad. How did you promote your YouTube videos when you started the TheDuelLogs and the WoW channel? I didn't. I just made videos and people naturally searched them out. They grew organically. I didn't do any advertisement. What does your family think about your job? Is it awkward to talk about it? No, they all think it's cool. I guess I'm in a unique situation where my family has always thought I was weird. So making videos about video games didn't surprise them in the least. So they just think it's cool. Remember one time my mom like texted me and she's like, "What's the name of your channel?" I was bragging about it to my hairdresser. Came here expecting some nerd Yu-Gi-Oh shit and now I'm just in love. I would love to have a job like you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it too much. That's why I have to like force myself to take breaks. Do you know of any tactics to do successful simp? No, I have no idea. Are you saying how do you get VTubers to notice you? I have no idea. If you ever think that you're watching them because you want them to notice your presence, what you should do is stop watching them live and just watch their VODs instead. Then those urges will go away and you'll just enjoy them for who they are. I was listening to one of your videos recently, and you mentioned how you avoid talking about Tyranno, Dragon Rulers, Spellbook shit, because you mentioned them a lot. I like that kind of. Oh yeah, I like make so many videos and like so many cards just show up at the top of lists that it's real boring if you're like, because I make my videos with the intention that you'll binge watch them later. Like someone will find the channel, then they'll watch all my past videos. And if they're watching all the past videos and they see like, you know, Chaos Dragon Legionnaire pop up in every video, they'll be like, okay, I don't need to hear about him again. That's boring. So that's why I really should have added the bland list earlier. But I just kept thinking is like, you know, Tyrant Neptune, he's the best card. He has to show up in the video. I can't just leave him out. Otherwise people will complain that I left him out. And I didn't really know a way to like not talk about him anymore. Other than just not make videos that had those as like topics. But having the internal ban list, I think, is a good way to... It's a good compromise. Hey, did you know my teacher in college used one of your WoW videos for our game design class? Really? How did they use it? I see, that makes sense. I should stop watching these live streams then and I'll watch the other top 10 videos again for the 4th time. Good, good, good. On every list. You have a favorite card or archetype? No, not really. Except maybe Swamp Frog, I don't know. Yeah, I always sometimes end up skipping section with Ultimate Conductor. Dude, if you want to see how good Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is, you should watch the Chaos Draft series with Hard Leg Joe that I do. Someone who got into a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards as a kid, left it and now come back for the time. Do you like old cards or do cards better? I don't know. I don't know if I have a preference to older or newer ones. Because I don't really like cards in general. Like, I don't really have an attachment. I just use them if they're useful. And I don't use them if they're not. I think it was an example for cut content. I think it was a video you were talking about BFA content or something. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, I have a lot of videos on cut content. I just wanted to let you know I use ad block. Well, here's the thing. Most people don't install Chrome or Firefox. That is to say, the average person is a default Andy. Is that how you use that word correctly? Basically, most people don't install extra stuff. They just do whatever's default. And by default, ads are turned on. And this is why I can do what I do for a living. Because most people don't do that. I know, I'm sure you, maybe all your friends do it as well. But thankfully, that's not the average or the standard. The average Joe? Yeah, the average Joe. The average Joe doesn't install extra stuff. They don't even install Chrome or Firefox. Plus smartphones. Yeah, that's too. I just have YouTube Premium? Yeah, that's what I do. I use YouTube Premium. Most people are the average Joe. Like, they don't install extra stuff. So I understand people use ad blocks, like a lot of them do. But enough people don't, where it's not a problem. Gotta love the average Joe. Yep. Okay. So, next question. What's your favorite ice cream? Ice cream. We're all dying to know. Well, I can't eat ice cream because of my IBS and it destroys my stomach. However, when I could still enjoy ice cream, my favorite was like a triple chocolate chip cookie dough. That shit was delicious. Have you ever had triple chocolate chip cookie dough? Super good. It's like triple chocolate. It's like chocolate with chocolate chips and cookie dough and fudge. Triple chocolate chip fudge. Just lots of chocolate. Also, Rocky Road was pretty good too. If you want to support your YouTuber, you turn off ad block, I guess, or run a program that watches the videos on 100 different tabs. Yeah, I just use YouTube Premium. Supports YouTubers way more than watching ads does. Like, it is so much better. Like, if you really want to support all the YouTubers you watch without having to subscribe to all their various, like Patreons or channel members, just get YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium pays way more per view than an ad does. Like, you get the best of both worlds. You get to support all the YouTubers you watch, and you don't have to watch ads. And you're supporting them way more than the ad views would have given them anyway. Plus, there's lots of useful features in YouTube Premium. Or you can just be like me and donate half of your revenue to the VTubers you watch. How much for YouTube Premium? I think it's like $12 a month. It's not the cheapest thing in the world. But it supports all the YouTubers you watch. So it's kind of worth, if that's what you really want to do. Oh, wait. We can also super chat here as well. Yep. Can't handle too much sweet stuff. Yeah, I can't either. I can't eat ice cream anymore. But when I did, I hate YouTube Premium because it paywalls the ability to watch a mobile without your screen on. And I use that all the time. It's really useful. Is YouTube Premium US only? Oh, that sucks. That's too bad. Wait, so if we do it here, it'll go to whole live YouTubers? Yeah, basically. You see, here's how my income works. 30% of it goes to taxes, of course. 50% of it goes to paying my editors, because I have like 5 people who work for me. So that leaves 20% left over. Of the 20%, I spend half of that on VTuber donations. Should probably add in, I'm just kidding. I just like to say that for fun. I think 30% of super chats go to YouTube as well. Yeah, YouTube loves it when you super chat. Okay, next one. When you wake up in the morning, what's your routine like? What have you been doing as of recent to elevate your spirits? And how are you doing? When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth. And then I get online. And then I do my WoW dailies. And then I check all my emails. And then I eat breakfast. And then I get to work. I do that every day. Except the weekends. Where after I eat breakfast, I just kind of lounge around all day. I'll be ready looking for your red super chats and clips. I have never sent a red super chat. The highest one I've ever sent would probably be a yellow one, and those are only for like special occasions. Like if the YouTuber is like having a, a birthday or like an anniversary stream. Wait, do you not shower? No, I shower at night before I go to bed. I'm surprised there's so many people who don't do that. Like, why would you not shower at night before you go to bed? You're gonna go to sleep all dirty? Ew, that's nasty. Why do people give VTubers so much money? Because you get attention from it. Like, they'll read your super chat and they'll acknowledge your existence. And people love attention. Everybody loves attention. The attention's even sweeter if it comes from someone you admire. That's what it's for. You're basically paying for attention and it feels good. So it's a beneficial thing to both people. Whoa, thanks for the super chat, Zio. Yo, can we get Pot of Greed Explained series? I think that was like in my first one. No bed shower? Yikes. You either shower morning or at night. Yep. So finally someone who gets it. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go to sleep clean. First thing in the morning as I smoke a fine cigar. Yeah. Notice me, senpai. Okay. Thanks for the $5 super chat, Kevin Merrick. You've been noticed. Hey, look, your name's on screen, too. I figured out how to do the thing with the chat on screen, like, a minute before the stream started. I have whatchamacallit, this thing right here. The chat, I've never added this to my streams before. I actually didn't know how to do it until like a couple minutes before the stream. I was watching some YouTube videos. One of them was like, do this thing, and I put it in and I put it up and it like had a really ugly thing. And I found something else, like type in this code and you can have a transparent background. So I put it in and it worked and I was like, okay, let's go. It seemed to work out. Anyways, what have you been doing of recent to elevate your spirits? Nothing. I do the same thing I always do, which is wake up and work all day. Sadly, I quit playing real Yu-Gi-Oh! A while ago. I made a video explaining why. It'd be cool if you can give me your opinion. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Your channel just has Final Fantasy videos. I don't see any Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos. I don't see a single Yu-Gi-Oh! Video. These are all Final Fantasy videos with the same thumbnail. Poggers? What'd you study again? Psychology. Do you smell most of the day and you go to sleep smelly? That seems a bit weird. When I used to work out, I used to shower after my morning run. But no, I smell great. I used to shower 2 times a day. Now I only shower 1 time a day at night. And what the hell are you doing when you wake up smelly? Like, do you sleep in manure or something? Scammed? How are you still alive with all these conditions? They're all minor conditions. Thankfully. You know, it's like someone says they got sick 20 times in the last year, but they actually got sick, you know, they just got a cold. It's just a whole bunch of minor stuff. Are you athletic? I used to be. I have athletic talent, so I like to keep in shape, but I have vertigo, so I can't work out anymore. Some people sweat in bed, not others. Oh, I have like 3 fans in my AC. I'm fine. Congrats on the 200K. Why, thank you. Is your job still fun for you? Yeah, it's great. Shall I PM it to you? How come it's not on your channel? I don't see it on your channel. You said you made a video, but it's not on your channel. DP Yu-Gi-Oh! Also quit. It's funny all Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTubers do it. Wait, what did he quit? DP Yu-Gi-Oh quit? I didn't know that. I thought he still made videos. Huh. Do you like Dragon Ball? Yeah, that's cool. How tall are you? I'm 5'6". I'm short. Do you think the power creep of the game will get so high that most duels will end after turn 2 or 3? Don't they already end that fast? No, the game's been slowing down recently. Never mind. It was like that for a while. You play Yu-Gi-Oh and you're good at sports? What is this? Dude, let me tell you a story about high school. So in high school, I played football. And on game day, on Fridays, they'd have us wear our jerseys around school. You know, like our game jersey to promote the football game. Everybody went anyway because football is super popular in the US. And so I was walking around at lunchtime with my football jersey because all my friends were busy with something else. And I was playing my PSP. And I had just imported Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Tag Force 3 because they didn't release it in America, but they did release it in English in Europe. So I had to buy it on eBay to import it. So I was walking around playing this game, having, you know, a gay old time. And I walk up to these two people, you know, like behind this building who are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And they look up at me. And they see my football jersey. And they look like deers with, you know, who were caught in the headlights. And I was like, dude, you guys play Yu-Gi-Oh! Too? And I showed them my PSP and I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At the very moment. And we became best of friends. And now we all go to each other's weddings. That would have been a good story for that. But no, they were actually kind of weird. I did play Yu-Gi-Oh! With them. And I would have loved to have been good friends with them. But they were kind of weird. You know, really, really socially awkward. But I did play Yu-Gi-Oh! With them anyway. We just never like hung out outside of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Together. That story is crazy. Yeah, I bet they thought I was going to make fun of them because of my football jersey, but actually I was one of them. Everyone on my team knew I was a huge nerd. No one cared. Cool anyway. Yeah, sometimes real life isn't like movies. But that totally would have been like a movie plot. It's just we didn't really have very much chemistry when it came to actually hanging out, unfortunately. But I still played with them all throughout high school. Like, I think I met them when I was a sophomore, and we played Yu-Gi-Oh! Together, like, every day for 3 years. And I did hang out with them outside of school a couple of times, but we just didn't really have chemistry. Best white noise channel. Are you married, sir? No, no, no. Not married. I've also never been in a relationship. I will be, in 1 year, when I turn 30, I'll become a, what is it, a wizard? Yeah, you become a wizard when you hit 30. I'm a jock / nerd. Yeah, that was me. Everyone on the football team knew I was a huge nerd. I would, like, on game days, because, one time, because, like, football games would take place, like, at 7 o'clock, but school would end at 3. So it was, like, a 4-hour gap before the football game started. And they wouldn't let us leave the school because people had gone into car accidents before. So they basically just made us stay inside the gym or the locker rooms for the whole time. You know, they let us go out and get food, but, you know, we couldn't, like, go out and party or whatever before a game. And so what I did was I would bring in, like, a chess set and a couple of Nintendo DSs and my PSP, and I would just loan them out. Like, people would take turns playing chess. They'd take turns playing each other in the Pokemon games I had. And they take turns playing Madden on my PSP. Like, they were definitely enjoying that. I'm pretty sure none of them had any reservations about my nerdiness. And later on, I found out a lot of people were also nerds too. They were just too afraid to say anything. I was like, why didn't you just say anything? I was so open about it. No one gave me shit. You know, no one would have cared. And they're like, yeah, I was afraid though. And I was like, oh my God. Oh. Thanks for the $20, echolocation. Grats on the 200k, mate. Here's a small bribe to keep you in my server's Yu-Gi-Oh! Mod. Okay. Keep me as your server's Yu-Gi-Oh! Mod. Yeah, I think you're the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Mod. By the way, big support from France. Oh yeah. I think like half of my viewer base is international. I'm kind of late for 30s. Kind of late. I'm going to become a wizard. I'm going to get my wizard power students. If you guys don't understand the reference, Google 30-year-old wizard. And then you'll understand. You'll understand my sad love life. Next one. Have you ever felt a lack of interest in Yu-Gi-Oh! And WoW after many years of content? If so, how did you manage to get through that feeling of disinterest? Well, yeah. Like, here's the thing. I have tons of hobbies. So I just kind of cycle between them, and I don't need to currently be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Or WoW to make videos about them. Like, at all. I don't need to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever again in order to make videos about it. It totally helps with coming up with content, but it's not a requirement because of the types of videos I make don't require me to play the game. Same with World of Warcraft. And that's how I like it. I really like it. If I was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Or WoW streamer, you know, I'd be forced to play the game every day because of stream content. But I'm not. I make YouTube videos. I make scripted, edited videos. Those don't require you to play the game. Those require you to make entertaining videos, which is different. DP didn't quit. His last upload was 2 hours ago. Yeah, that sounds about right. So if I have lack of interest, it doesn't matter because I'll get interested in it again later. I have a weird thing where I can stay interested in something like indefinitely. So it's not really something I have to worry about. Also, I'll be right back. Well, it's taking me forever to get through all these questions. I am too from being a nerd was reason to be bullied. Well, I was too. It's just like growing up, I've always had nerdy hobbies, but I was also athletically talented. So if anyone was to give me any kind of problems about it, I would just throw down. And I also had a lot of confidence about it, so no one cared. Like, you can do whatever you want if you have athletic talent. Pretty much. Bro, if you're chatting, you can be as nerdy as you want to be? Yeah, that's basically what they said. I remember, like, the only time I ever had to deal with bullies was when I was in 3rd grade. This had nothing to do with my nerdy hobbies, though. There was just this really big kid. He was like the biggest kid in the class. He was also kind of fat. So the dude was like built like a tank. You know, we were all in 3rd grade and the dude looked like he was in 6th grade. He was really huge. And, whatchamacallit? There's nothing like talent. Talent is overrated. Ooh, I want to read that. I love reading things about talent. Talent is a thing, but, you know, maybe if you want to recontextualize what people mean by talent, that could be true. I'll look that up. Because I'm really talented in sports, so I love to read about that kind of stuff. Anyways, there was this kid in 3rd grade. He sat across from me at our little tables, and he would constantly... One of these days, he tried to, like, steal my pencil. And then he would, like, write on my paper. And he would just be really annoying, and he would say mean things. And I was just looking at the dude. I was like, dude, are you serious? You just kind of seem talented at everything? No, I was only talented at sports. I'm pretty mediocre at everything else. Anyways, this kid, he was trying to bully me. But I wasn't going to put up with it But also, I wasn't going to make a scene in class because I didn't want to get in trouble. So, during recess one day, because he was trying, he kept at it for like a week or two, I got one of my friends, and he would sit by himself under a tree, and we went up to him and beat him up during recess. And we didn't get caught because he was really far away from all the teachers, and we ran away afterwards. And the very next day, he tried really hard to be nice to me. You know, he tried to be my friend. I was like, dude, don't talk to me. And that was the only time I had to deal with someone who tried to bully me. It didn't last very long. And I also moved to another school after like a month, because I moved around a lot when I was little. But other than that, I never had to deal with a bully. You kind of just seem talented. I almost got my ass beat by a cheerleader, bro. I was on the track team too. I was on the track team too. I ran the 4x400 relay, and I also threw shot put and discus. So you ganged up on someone who bullied you? Yep. The dude was big. I don't think I could have won in a fair fight. But you don't have to win in order to send, you know, it doesn't have to be a fair fight to send the message. Past me understood this, and therein solved my bullying problem. And that was the only time I ever had to deal with it. Did you say to yourself years ago? What would you say to yourself years ago, and why? Dude, if I can go back in time and talk to myself in the past, I would tell myself, hey, do YouTube earlier. You don't need to, but if you do, you'll probably be more successful. And also, in March of 2013, don't go running at 2 o'clock at night. Something bad will happen to you. Just avoid running at night in March of 2013. Just do those two things and you'll be good. And he'll be like, shut the hell up. I'm not listening to you. Chad, nerd, bully, but no chick. Oh, here's the thing. Here's the reason why. I am a master of being rejected. No one has been more rejected more than I have. I still try. I get rejected all the time, though. And then I try again. Not in the same person. It's really off-putting if you constantly ask the same person out over and over. I don't advise that. But no. I'm just very, unsuccessful. Oh, thanks for the super, Zio. One kid stole my puzzle. I'm traumatized to this day. Did you get run over that day? No. Did you get robbed? Yep. So I was running at night at 2 o'clock in the morning because it was fun running at night. And then the good old days when you said the girl's name wrong. Oh yeah, that's a different story. So anyways, I was running at night and I just got mugged by people. And that was it. I was fine. I was only bruised a little bit. Oh, okay, so when I was in track, funny story about this. It's not related to the robbery, it's related to the other thing. So there was this girl when I was in track, and she was very obviously into me, but I didn't realize that until like years later. But she would always go out of her way to talk to me and spend time with me during track. And I never could remember her name. I tried really hard to remember what her name, because her name was not standard. I think her name was M. I'm not going to say what her real name was, but her name started with an M. And I would always say a different M name every day, like, you know, Maria, Miranda, or something. She's like, why can't you never remember my name? It's like, I'm sorry, I'm trying real hard. So like one day, I was like, okay, I actually kind of feel bad about never remembering her name because I'm bad with names. So I did it myself. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to remember her name. Her name is Miranda. It's Miranda. And I told myself that. And the very next day I saw her and I told her very confident, like, hey, Miranda. She's like, oh my God, you still don't remember my name? I was like, what? No, I tried real hard to remember it this time. She's like, no, my name is, and she had said what her real name was. I was like, oh shit. Oops. Yeah, so, funny thing is, we still talked a lot after that. Like, she didn't really care. She thought it was funny. And then years later, I was like, oh, you know, I think I had a shot with her. I didn't think of that until later. But now you know her name? Yeah, I remember her name now. I remember another one, another time. Another, like, you know, dense protagonist moment. So when I was in 9th grade, there was this girl who sat next to me in math. I forget what it was called. And I was the best player in my football team at the time. Everybody knew that. I went from no friends to being super popular overnight because I was really good at the sport. And so this girl sat next to me, and she was going out with one of the football people. And I knew who the dude was, and I liked the guy. And she was like, hey, you know what? We should hold hands. I was like, no, that's dumb. Why would that's super stupid. Why would you even ask me that? And she, like, every day she'd bug me to hold hands during class. I just told her no, because it's dumb. Why would you want to hold hands with someone? And then one day she, like, stabbed me with her pencil, and it hurt. And she's like, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And so I held her hand, and I complained about it the whole time. I was like, your hand's real sweaty. She's like, this is dumb. Can we stop now? And eventually she stopped asking me after that. And then years later, I was like, you know, she probably liked me. It never occurred to me at the time because I knew she had a boyfriend at the time. And I knew the guy. So I thought it never occurred to me that that was anything else. She also asked me to borrow my sweater all the time too. And I gave it to her once. Did you say the greatest day you had during school years was? I have no idea. School, school is just a thing I did until I can go home and play video games. Your hand smells. Yeah. When I finally relented, I just complained about the whole time, and I told her hand was sweaty. You deserve to be a wizard. Funny thing is, I have more stories. But yeah, it's a long history of, like, bad luck with, you know, the opposite gender. And poor decisions on my part. And also just general obliviousness. Where I don't realize until years later, it's like, oh shit, I think she liked me. Dude, bad luck. I have some stories about bad luck. I remember one time, there was this girl who I was really friendly with. And then one day she asked me if I liked her, like out of the blue. And I was like, no, of course not. And then she got super upset and wouldn't talk to me anymore. And so the next day I was like, hey, it was actually just, you know, lying about that. I do. I think you're cool. And she's like, oh, okay then. And then she never brought it up again. I was like, dude, why'd you ask me if you're going to get super upset? And then that one still confuses me. Do you like me? I said no. And then she got super upset about it and wouldn't talk to me anymore. And the next day I changed my mind and she was just happy and then nothing happened. I'm still head scratching over that one. There was this other time. I have this other story. When I was at work, I had just started and I'd only been working there for a couple of weeks. And there was this really hot girl who worked there. And we like hung out after work one day and we like played in the arcade. We had a great time. You know, great chemistry. She was really fun to hang out with. And like the next day we had a shift together. And so I go into the next shift and I was like, oh, that was great. We had a really fun time, you know, hanging out all night. And on this shift, she was really mean. She was like she was bossing me around, saying like really mean stuff to me. And I kept like, you know, reacting. I was like, hey, shut up. He's like, hey, I'm new. Of course I don't know how to do this. And I kept standing up for myself. And she got so pissed off that she walked off the job when I was telling her to cut, you know, stop being mean to me. And like the other person I was working with was like, damn, why is she being so mean to you? I was like, I have no idea. And she literally like walked off the job when I stood up to her. And she got fired because she walked out. And I was like, what the fuck? That's also a head scratcher. I was like, yeah, I don't understand what happened there. Tsundere's mean? Yeah, like, I would love to have someone explain to me what happened. I think you're just oblivious. Probably, yeah, like, there's a whole bunch of instances where I was just oblivious, but also some of them are just head scratchers. How did you do? Nothing. Like, even the person I was working with, because there's like the three of us, they were like, what the hell's wrong with her? Why is she being so mean to you? I was like, I don't know. We had a fun time last night. That was really disappointing because she was really hot too. But I also, you know, don't let people walk over me. I don't think she liked that. She's probably a 10 on the crazy hot scale. Did she call you baka and then kick you? I'm sure she wanted to punch me. I don't know what the hell is her problem. Too many mind games? Yeah, it was, I have lots of stories of just really unlucky stuff happening, I guess. Lots of, you know, maybe that could happen one day. Oh, actually, I have another story that I'll tell if it comes up in a question. There was one of them. Shit, where is it at? It was the one with the Akiza, right? Anyways, one of the questions, I don't know if it's... why it hasn't showed up, but it was like, why do you use Akiza as your channel mascot? And the answer to that is because I really like red hair. I don't know where the question's at, but that reminds me of this other story that I'm not going to tell. Never mind. It's too long, and it's not as funny as the other ones. At least you didn't bend over. Bad luck, you friend-zoned yourself. I don't know. I'm just unlucky, okay? Akiza's hot. No, it's because I just really like red hair. Like, I remember one time, there was this girl I worked with for years. And we were always, you know, just like work acquaintances. But then one day, she dyed her hair red. And I was super interested. So I asked her out. And she actually said yes. And we went on a date. And it was really boring. And then we never talked again. Like, it was basically talking to a wall the whole time. I don't understand. Did you ever confess to your crush? Yeah, lots of times. I'm an expert at getting rejected, too. I have a philosophy in life where I never want to regret not doing something. I'd rather regret an action than an inaction. So I have tons of stories of getting rejected. What was your first crush? When I was in 3rd grade. Oh God, this story. So there was this girl I liked in 3rd grade. And we would, sometimes she would play with us, the boys. And I remember one time I flipped her over because we were like play wrestling and I was a little bit too rough. But she was fine after that. Like, she landed in the sand, so it was fine. And one time we were sitting next to each other at lunch. And she whispered into my ear. Because like one of the other boys was like flirting with her. And his name was Bobby. And she whispered in my ear and she's like, I like you way more than Bobby. And I was like, wait, what does that mean? Bobby's weird. Does that mean she likes me? And I was so confused that I didn't talk to her for the rest of the year. So if I can go back in time and tell my past self, you're like, dude, that means she's into you. I'd be like, no, that's not true. Like, I didn't understand until many years later that was a sign of interest. Like, it was literally the girl I had a crush on, too. And it turns out she liked me back. And she even told me. I was just too dumb to figure it out. So your crush said she likes you and you ignored her? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Rip Bobby. Yeah. If anything, the fact that I'll be a wizard in a couple of years is entirely my own fault. But to be fair, why aren't they just more direct? Why do they have to be so cryptic? I'm too stupid to understand all these things. So you had bad luck, but it seems like people were asking you. Well, I didn't realize until years later that that's what happened, so it doesn't count. That's pretty direct. It sounds direct until like it happens to you. That's how girls... I understand that's how they work now. I wasn't socially intelligent back then. I spent a lot of years practicing social intelligence when I was a teenager. It's not me, it's the women who are wrong. The TheDuelLogs, exactly. So what are you saying? Is you missed the timing? Yeah. If there was an award for missing the timing every single time, that's me. Like I said, I'm just unlucky. And kind of stupid. We all are, man. We all are. We do dumb stuff. One day I got the phone call and I was too green to go through with it. Oh man, it is so nerve-wracking when you ask them out. And when they tell you no, you feel like shit for a couple of weeks afterwards, but then you get over it. I've been through it many times. You get super nervous. You think you don't want to do it. And then you send the message or give the call anyway. And they tell you no, and then you feel crushed, but you don't want to be creepy, or weird. So like, okay, it's fine, yeah, whatever. And then you just sulk about it for a couple of weeks, then you get over it. I understand. Why is romance your favorite anime genre? I do really like romance genre. I watch a lot of them. You miss the timing. Yeah, I have lots of missing the timing moments. But you watch anime who can be more cryptic than Japanese? That's true. I asked a girl yesterday and she said no. I asked a girl a couple months ago and she said no. I'm with you. Was your first time asking someone out a yes or a no? I've only ever gotten one yes, so all the other ones were no's. And the one yes I got, we went on one date and that was it. Nothing happened. This car text says win. In my dormitory, there's a cute Brazilian girl that sure likes me. It's hard to approach. Any advice? Yeah, just like send her a text message. Get her number. That seems easier, right? I think I've done like almost all of my asking out through text. I remember there was this one time. Another time. I didn't realize it till way later on. But there was this one girl I worked with. And she was really Mormon, which is fine. But that just, I don't know if you guys know about Mormons, but they're like very, conservative. And one time we were having a conversation. I told her I know everything as a joke. And she's like, oh, if you know everything, then do you know? And then she like stopped herself. I was like, do I know what? And she's like, well, never mind. I'll text it to you later. And so later on, I asked her, so what was the question you want to ask me? And she's like, well, if you know everything, do you know what color my underwear is? And I was like, no. And she's like, well, it's black. I was like, oh, that's cool. And that was the end of that. And then years later, I was like, wait. Was that a sign of interest? I'm still not 100% sure on that. It's smooth, bro. I just thought maybe, hey. Maybe she stopped herself because she was Mormon. Maybe. Well, we had a lot of fun time talking to each other. She was great. She was also really good looking too. And we'd hang out all the time at work. You truly deserve your wizard hat. How the heck? How the fuck are you? I don't know. Like, we also talked a lot, you know, outside of work too. Like, I'd send her memes and she would, like, you know, think they were all funny. By the way, my undies are black. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm thinking years later. I don't know. I'm still not 100% convinced on that. I'm sure she was just answering. She stopped herself because of the way the thing was, and she was just telling me the line of reasoning. There was nothing more to it. Show her your prismatic little teeth. Well, she's happily married now, so it worked out for her. What's what I'm talking about? Instead of throwing clues at you, why doesn't the girl just ask you? Oh, I've had girls just ask me out flat too, and I just told them no because I wasn't interested. I remember one time a girl didn't take no for an answer, and she kept asking me out over and over. And I was like, dude, this is really annoying. I understand now why, you know, how problematic of a behavior this is for guys asking the same girl out over and over. You're like, it's not cute if you're not interested. I'm paying you money to tell me she was into you? Well, Kevin Merrick. I'm still not convinced. I don't know. She may have told me what color her underwear was, but I don't know if that's very, I don't know. I'm still not convinced, to be honest. Like, that seems like a sign, but I don't know. This is really annoying. I now understand why I'm a wizard. Do you have a girlfriend? No, I've never had a girlfriend. I apparently had a lot of chances in the past, though. There was this girl that I really liked. I asked her for a date. She said yes, and then we started going out for a week, and she broke up with me, and I was feeling like shit for months. Heck yeah, I get that same feeling, but without going out for a week. They just tell me no straight up. What's the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh card you bought? Probably an extra deck card. I don't know. I haven't bought specific cards in a while. Hey, TheDuelLogs, what color is my underwear? It's black? All I'm saying is you'd be married if you just listened and whispered in her ear black? Dude, the girl who told me that, she was super cool. She was so intelligent. And she was really good looking. I wouldn't have minded that. I'm still not convinced that was a sign of interest, though. Even if Kevin tells me. How do you reject so much? Are you into supermodel? How do you get rejected so much? Are you into supermodels? I don't know. You should ask them. They just don't like me, and that's it. I know once had a friend who was blatantly in love with my other friend, and the three of us were like super close. However, friend number one moved to Toronto and slowly lost that romantic feeling. How sad. You can also just lose it if you just don't talk to him for a while. This man is so Chad that he turns down other girls. Well, I mean, if I'm not interested, why would I say yes? Do you ever go to Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments? I went to 2 of them. And one of them didn't actually work out because only like 2 other people showed up when they were like 10-year-olds. And the other one was in a really packed small room. So I didn't want to go back. Gladiator Beast rejection, yeah. I just checked my underwear in front of my family and I feel so weird. I just wanted to put in your link in your video. By the way, was your Max C video really an April Fool's joke? Yeah, the joke was that it was a really long video. That's it. The information's correct. You should ask Photo to prove. Telling random people her. Well, I wasn't a random people. We were really close friends. That's the thing. I don't think she would have told it to anyone else. I'm surprised she told me. Sounds like you're doing pretty well for a self-proclaimed nerd. Of course. You know, being a nerd isn't a detriment. It's just a lot of nerds have low social intelligence and low self-confidence. But being into nerdy hobbies themselves isn't really a detriment, unless you don't never shut up about them. Whoa. Had a crush on a girl in 3rd, 6th grade, was too shy to tell her back. Then on the last day of school, one of her friends told me she was into me the whole time. I never saw her again. Oh, that sounds like me in my 4th grade. Which was different from the time in 3rd grade where the girl literally told me, and I avoided her for the rest of the year because it freaked me out. But I was a kid, I didn't know. Did you lose to the 10-year-olds? No, I destroyed them. I had a Monarch of Geartown deck, which just absolutely blew up everything. Yeah, don't be desperate here for me, Mr. Logs, the Chad Wizard. Heck yeah. I take rejection like a champ. And I just cry to myself for a couple of weeks. It's weird knowing all these songs in the background. Yeah, they're all royalty free. Okay, let's finish up this Q&A. We've been talking about my unfortunate love or lack thereof stories of the past. How'd you get into Yu-Gi-Oh card game? And when was it you decided that the game is worth following for years? So back in 4th grade, my mom came home from rehab and threw all my cards away because she said they were from the devil. I thought that was so dumb that out of spite, I kept up with the game in secret. And later on, when my mom got clean and wasn't high on drugs, she actually bought me Yu-Gi-Oh games. And I got Yu-Gi-Oh cards from Christmas or my birthday occasionally. Like, I don't think she even remembers throwing away my cards. So, like, I had a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh games growing up. And a lot of them, like, my mom bought them for me. But, originally, I don't know if I would have stayed into it for long if it wasn't for the fact that my mom threw away my cards. How's your mom? She's doing fine. She's no longer addicted to drugs. Yeah, and so, like, out of spite, because I knew she was stupid, I was like, this is dumb. I kept up with it in secret. And, like, I would call my friend, you know, we would talk about the newest Yu-Gi-Oh cards because I moved to new school. Jesus, man, that's sad. Yeah, well, I had a sad childhood. I remember I was watching this clip on YouTube about, like, one of the other VTubers who grew up really poor. And she's like, yeah, my mom, we never had food in the house, so I'd go outside and eat grass sometimes. I was like, dude, I did the same thing. We never had food. So I tried grass and weeds outside. They don't taste good. I remember I used to go around and I'd like look for money on the ground so I can go buy food. Man, I always just wanted food. I remember when I was a kid, I used to dream about having enough money to go to the fast food restaurant and buying like a breakfast burrito. Because I remember sometimes someone shared me, Kanata? Yeah, it was Kanata. Yeah, I was like, I had the same stories because I grew up ridiculously poor. I used to fantasize about having enough money to buy a breakfast burrito. Like, I literally like think about how it would taste, would be like to buy it. It was like the best thing ever. I was like, oh, that would be so good. Because I think someone gave me a portion of it once. And I thought it was so good. I was like, this is high living. Like, one day, if I grow up and I'm rich, I'm going to eat one of these every day. And I never got one when I was a kid because it was too expensive. Like, a breakfast burrito was like $6. $6 for a burrito? That's insane. You can buy a pack of noodles for 10 cents. Why would you spend $6 on just one meal? I remember one time someone gave my mom like $5 and we were able to eat for like a week because of that. I was like, oh, that's so good. We got like a soda. We had a whole bunch of noodles, ramen noodles. We even got bread and peanut butter. I was like, oh, this is so much. Why can't they give us $5 every time? I remember one time I lived in a house, an apartment building. And it was like a really shitty apartment building. And it was just infested with cockroaches. But, like, I remember we went to the store, and I don't know how we had the money, but my mom she let us get a toy. And so I bought a bug catching kit at the dollar store. And when I went home, I started catching cockroaches. And I found out that the cockroaches can actually escape the kit because they're really good at squeezing through small places. And so I stopped trying to catch them, but I had caught like 10 of them before I gave up. And thinking about that as an adult, I was like, I can't believe I used to catch these things. They're nasty. But at least you're out of the gutter and doing great. Dude, I can't believe I was so desensitized to them that I used to catch them. Because now if I see a cockroach, I'm like, ew, gross. Like, I pay for exterminators to make sure we don't have any. I spent $20 on a pizza. I know, right? Like, I spent, like $20 on delivery yesterday. But dude, $6 for breakfast, I thought that was too much. That's too expensive. At least you didn't have to eat them? No, we didn't have any food to eat. Going to school meant we had the free lunches. And I remember one time, like it was summer break, and we were in between houses, and we didn't actually have a place to stay. So what we did was we would just go to the nearest church and just sleep on their lawn. And churches were really nice. The churches, how helpful they were back then, really gave me a positive opinion on most religions. Like, I'm not religious, but I don't have a negative opinion on religions because, a lot of the churches were very helpful back then. And they wouldn't get mad if you slept on their lawn. In fact, they'd probably give you a food box. Oh, thanks for the super sticker. Harp Haxon. Man, I have so many stories from back then. Nothing like being poor to teach you how to cook a little. Dude, I'm an excellent cook. I just don't like doing it. I hate cooking. It takes so long, and you have so many dishes to clean up afterwards. But dude, yeah, I've known how to cook since a young age, because they would, you had to. No money for food, but enough for Yu-Gi-Oh cards? The Yu-Gi-Oh card thing was a little bit later. Like, that was after my mom went to rehab, and I was living with my grandparents. That's where the Yu-Gi-Oh cards came in. Plus, also, occasionally I would have a lot of luxury goods, because my mom would sometimes work as a maid in a motel, and people would just leave stuff behind. So that's how I got a Game Boy Color, was because someone just left behind a Game Boy Color. I somewhat live lavishly. Like, if I wanted to buy it, no question, because growing up I had to wait for everything, so now if I want it, I get it. Heck yeah, I just buy whatever I want too. To the point where it's like, I don't really buy anything anymore. I don't like to own goods. Except when it comes to Snorlax plushies. That's the only thing I splurge on. But I think the only reason I buy so many Snorlax plushies is because I might have something wrong with my head. I came from Yu-Gi-Oh! Viz and set up for evoked TheDuelLogs wisdom. That is so good. You should do more. Zatsutsan? What's a Zatsutsan? I saw that word in one of Ame's posts, but I don't know what it is and I didn't look it up. Top 10 non-Yu-Gi-Oh stories from admin. Man, I have so many stories from growing up. I remember when I was like 8. I was like, man, I've done so much in my life that I could write a book about it, and it would be more than any adult has ever done. As an adult, I think that's a pretty naive thing to have thought as a kid. However, not super wrong. I did do a lot. What do you think Dragon Rulers would do? They'd be really good. People who said they are just don't understand how people would incorporate old tech into new stuff. Can we get the name of the song? This song is called Rando Aldo, At the Mercy of the Moment. Feat reveal win tomorrow. What other games do you play? I play World of Warcraft, Dungeons and Dragons, and Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Man, I'm crying right now. I'm so happy that you were doing so great. Hope that you have a wonderful life. You fully deserve it. Why, thank you, Mr. Predator. I think part of the reason I gained so much weight as a teenager was because I was so poor growing up. Like, I used to fantasize about being able to buy a breakfast burrito. Like when I say that, I still get like a little bit mouth watery because I can still remember how much I used to fantasize about it. But then when I could finally afford food, I might have went a little bit too hard on it. And now I have kind of a problem with eating less. It's hilarious how easy you talk about it. Most people would throw out a victim card, but you talk about it so casually. Oh yeah, I don't want any pity. I do try not to talk about it because I don't want pity. Because pity is a very, it goes against my moral codes. I don't like to manipulate people through malicious ways. And pity is a malicious way to manipulate people. So don't feel bad for me. But I also like won't talk about it very often in videos and stuff. Are you overweight? Oh yeah, for sure. I could really stand to lose 50 pounds. Do you have a WoW YouTube channel too? Yeah. You prefer DoorDash or Grubhub? I just buy whatever is on the Chipotle app. They contact one of those for me. Where was your dad while growing up? Probably in prison. I'm pretty sure my dad is like a neo-Nazi or something. I don't know. I definitely don't want to associate with him. Congrats on 200K, 2 successful channels. Why, thank you, Christopher. Heck yeah, one of these days this channel will beat my World of Warcraft channel. Whoa, thanks for the $5, Kurtle Jam. I love your Yu-Gi-Oh content, but I really love hearing your wizard perspectives on life, love, relationships, and everything else. Yes. I'll be a wizard in a year. I found your channel recently, but I love how the game can bring us all together. You deserve the world, sir. Why, thank you, Brandon. Thank you very much for the super chat. It is really appreciated. This is what helps me pay all my editors. It's very expensive to pay them. But I think it works out because I get to make more, and I like making videos. And I wouldn't be able to run 3 channels if I didn't have help. If anything, I need to hire more people. The top 10s are the best videos. I've learned so much from them. Why, thank you. I do try my best to make them as easy to understand as possible. Yes, excellent emote, Pepe. DuelLogs is the top 10 best characters in real life. Glad you're out of the situation, but your Yu-Gi-Oh content is too good. Yeah. Yeah, my background and everything has nothing to do with what I do now. That's just something I like to talk about occasionally on streams, but not often. I don't bring it up unless it like comes up in conversation because I don't want pity. But if it does come up, I'm fine with talking about it. Laughs at video while still being informative. 3 channels, you have a WoW channel. I also have a D&D channel called the TheDuelLogs. So your mother divorced your father earlier when you were young? No, she was never married. So I have 4 siblings. No, 3 siblings. And of my siblings, 2 of them are from 2 different dads. So only me and my older sister are from the same dad, and my younger sister's from a different, and my younger brother's from a different. And since I grew up with so many half-siblings, I never really understood the notion that a half-sibling should be different. So they're all my brothers and sisters, equally. And the fact that they're half never mattered to me at all. I love that you're always just so chill, dude. Heck yeah. I bet you wouldn't know that I have general anxiety disorder. Although, to be fair, my disorder is weird. I only worry about really stupid shit. Easy to find unhealthy foods. I wish the fruit drive-through. Get some sliced oranges. The thing is, fruit is just sugar, too. I found the best way to lose weight is just to eat less and not change what you eat. But you still need to eat healthy foods nonetheless. Like if you only eat garbage, then you do need to change what you eat, but you don't need to go hard into just fruits and vegetables. Do you ever dual viewers? Yeah, I do it all the time in the membership streams, but I haven't done a membership stream in a couple weeks because I've been busy. Why did you study psychology? Because I read a book in middle school that went over a whole bunch of psychological concepts, and it really fascinated me. And I thought, wow, this is so cool. And so I just, when I went to school, I was like, I don't really want to go to school for a job, so I'm just going to go for what I like. And I liked to study psychology, so I just went for that. Next D&D video coming soon. Yeah, Celty in chat. Selrin, he's the one who edits the D&D videos. I love your band card videos the most. I've been playing since 2002, preteens. Now I just play for fun in my 30s. Yeah, we both started at the same time. The band list series, those take 2 times as long to make as the top 10 videos. Because of all the research that goes into it. Working on eating less to lose weight. Yeah, working out's not as important as eating less. Like, working out's good for you, but eating less is like 10 times more important. Well, I just kind of slipped into this video. Now I feel wanky and melancholic. I should go hug my mom and dad. Oh no. You should feel happy and laugh at all of my women problems. Well, I guess they're not problems, because none of them are currently problem to me. They're all stories from the past that don't affect me right now. I never knew that Yu-Gi-Oh was seen as a satanic thing. Yeah, my story is not actually that unique. I've heard a lot of other people had the same experience. Adam ruined me. The best joke ever you got on your other channel. Told to my girlfriend like a week after her aunt died. She still laughs, so it's a win. Best joke you had. Wait, what other joke? Was it the coffin joke? Or maybe the clown joke? Oh shit, I have to go stream my other channel. Congrats on your 200k. Love your vids, especially your band videos. Keep up the work. Hope you get 300k soon. Yeah, me too. Bro, your women's stories are hilarious. I'm glad my unluck makes funny stories for you. I was forced to burn my cards as a kid because my neighbors convinced my family that Yu-Gi-Oh was satanic. Yep. Sounds like me and my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't think they made me burn them. We just threw them away. My kids lost their Yu-Gi-Oh cards to a priest because they're playing at a church. Yeah, it's so dumb. My women problems. Careful there. Better not get canceled. You're right. Should find a better way to word it. Okay. Next one. What anime do you watch? If yes, what's your favorite? My favorite anime of all time? Probably the Chimera Ant arc from Hunter x Hunter. That shit is top tier. Other than that, I like a lot of anime. Season 2 of ReZero was super good. Like, masterpiece tier was that good. Trust me, bro, I've been going to the gym more often than I usually do, and I eat lots, and I still lost more than 50 pounds. The amount of working out you'd have to do to make up for a bad diet would be like marathon running levels. Like, I should let you know, I'm a lifelong athlete. And I went to college courses on nutrition. I actually know a lot about this. And I've been working out for almost my entire life. And I can tell you for a fact, I have been in excellent shape while still fat and overweight. You can make up for a bad diet if you work out like marathon levels. But if you're only working out for like an hour a day, that's not going to make up for a bad diet. Yeah, eating less is way more important. Hunter x Hunter is excellent. You know, the first arc is really slow. It's still weirdly entertaining. Yeah, first arc is pretty decent too. You have to burn more calories than you consume every day. Yep. Have you ever watched Digimon? Heck yeah, I loved Digimon when I was a kid. I have an anime list in the stream description, which has 600 of the animes I've watched. I haven't updated it for like the past season or two though. So it's not completely up to date. But there's like an additional 40 that I've watched since I last updated it. Next question. What are your next projects? I mean, other than top 10s, explain band cards, custom live streams, and fun decks. So, I do have other projects. I have a thing I want to make where I review one card a week. I'm thinking about calling it the Card Logs. Other than that, I want to make a World Legacy series, but that one is actually used to that, so it's less effective. I want to make a World Legacy series, but that's a long project. It probably won't be finished if I ever actually find someone to work on it. That's a long-term project. That one probably won't come out till next year if it does. Projects take a long time to make. I'm in the middle of a project right now for the other channel, and I've been working on that for the past 2 months. But I do have a new series planned. Hopefully it does well. If it doesn't, I'm going to scrap it like I always do. Okay. What inspired you to become a YouTuber? Total Biscuit, Jesse Cox, Wow Crendor, and Dodger. Those 4 people. I'd watch their videos all the time, every day back in 2011. That was my GM. They inspired me when I got fired from my job. Rest in peace, Total Biscuit. And that's it. Okay, so. I gotta go. I'm way over time. I'd only plan on doing this for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'm nearing 3 hours. It was great talking to y'all. It was, I hope you guys enjoyed the stories of my unfortunate past life. Until next time, until the next Q&A at 300k subs. Yeah, 300k subs in 5 years from now.